That one is down.
That's down. All right. Well, I'm gonna put this one here. In your face, your space.
That one's there.
Stop making it harder for me to punch you in the face.
I don't know how the hell I'm gonna win. Can I even win?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
If we talk towards the mic, they might hear us.
The last one's yours.
Last one's mine. You're gonna be shocked and appalled.
I'm appalled.
Number 6, rock placement will shock you. He's deploying an 8.
Okay.
He's got courier droid. Allows me to deploy at 8.
Courier droid.
Courier droid.
Great.
Moving it back a bit. Can you
Getting out of frame.
can you hear us all right? Like no matter where it is?
Well, I mean, that much difference is that is not going to make a difference.
All right, fair enough.
Have you read this before, or just?
No, Aaron's giving it to me to read. Because Ursula K. Le Guin just died, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't read anything of hers.
Well, I was curious if you just revisiting it because of that, or
Yeah, yeah.
It was happened to have it with me, and
I read a bunch of her stuff. I don't remember what in high school. I was a huge sci-fi like, fantasy fan. Like I just devoured
that
so much stuff.
from the 60s, 70s, Hainish stuff is amazing. Well, most of it is. Some of it's kind of like early stuff. But she hits her stride with Dispossessed and Left Hand.
Yeah.
And there's some,
I read Ursi and the others. I haven't read all that much.
Earthsea? Earthsea sounds familiar.
No, this one's like Ursi. I read.
Oh, that's what this is.
yeah, it's the whole trilogy.
Yeah, the trilogy, right?
Well, yeah, those are 3 good ones, and then there's the 4th one, which she shouldn't have written.
I can't remember if I read that one.
I remember like something I really enjoyed was like Red Mars, Blue Mars, Green Mars.
Yeah, that's Kim Stanley Rogers.
Yeah.
Also, classic.
Let's
So,
go, let's
where
go.
does Rack have to deploy now?
Rack deploys at 10.
No, I mean physically.
I can deploy anywhere in range 2 of Dormants. In case chat's wondering what we're talking about. Woo! Wizard of Earthsea.
I don't think we're live yet.
We're live now.
We are?
Yeah, man.
Oh, this is on the air. I picked these lists and I'll let you be on the air.
You let me be on the air within your face from outer space.
Alrighty. So what the hell else is on Rack?
Ha ha! I've got Kylo,
That's it, huh?
Palp, Engine, and VI. That's all you can fit. Ha ha!
You don't have Dauntless, huh?
I do have Dauntless. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
You've actually made a very critical error here.
What's up?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, then don't tell me.
It's something I figured out playing it like 6 times on the weekend.
Yeah.
Is that my engagement needs to be able to give me an out of the 2-bank green and not a 2-hard white.
Why?
Because Dauntless gives you a stress.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I mean, I wasn't going to see that coming. Not in a million years.
I miss Hyperwave Comm Scanner a little bit because it gives Palp that evade on the first engagement, and it's really key to like keeping those shields alive. He's got very few shields, right, for a ship with no. Your whatever is your 2s. Your 2's up.
Yep.
Aaron's 2's up first, and here we see 3 hard from number 2 coming in.
Aaron predicts he will lose in about 5 minutes.
Trying to get Arc on rack here, which is hard 2. Did you dial in a hard 2 or a hard 3 there?
2.
Hard 2. Trying to get Arc on rack. Little does he know, rack can do a 7 forward. That's on the dial, folks. That's what he can do. Maybe a 3-bank here from your 4. What's number 4?
It's a row.
It's a row? Oh my, I thought it was possible 4. All right, we're going to do a 3-bank here. And we are going to coordinate a boost onto the mighty Rear Admiral Chernow.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm done. 3-bank the other way. That's very interesting. So Aaron here, bailing with the row. Quite shocking. Not what I expected. Are we going to slam? We're going to see slam. We're going to see slam here. Aaron deciding on his slam maneuver, whether it's going to be a 3-bank or a 3-hard. 3-bank here. Not getting arc on Dormits, but that means that he in fact does get out of arc of a lot of ships, but also cannot shoot because he does not have title. Here's Kylo Ren coming in. 3 evade dice on Kylo. Kylo with what do we have here? Title, advanced sensors, PTL. No, expertise Kylo, folks. Very interesting to see. Focus for defense because he has expertise. A 4 forward from Chernow. Not bumping. Very frustrating. I'm going to try and Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. Out. Let's see. I will put a can't go straight crit on you.
Oh, get your token.
I will show you the dark side of the moon.
Oh, that's nice.
This guy's just...
What's that called?
It's just blaring Pink Floyd. I can't remember.
Shaken.
I should do blinded right here, but I'm going to risk a 3-die primary.
All right, that's done.
Actually, can I change my mind? Can I go to blinded? I'll do blinded. Let's do blinded.
No, too late.
No! Luckily we fly casual here at the PTL, and
Which means you don't get your action back when I fly against this.
Alright. I get 4 dice and shit. Palpa crit and hit crit.
Wouldn't have gotten luckier.
Focus. Focus for 2. Alright.
Well, that was huge, folks.
That was
shot for
massive, massive.
Just my my little guy. Just my new
Do it! Do it!
Never
Shoot
cannon
me!
on rack.
Shoot me! They're Mangler Cannons. What?
All right,
I'll lose 3 shields.
3.
They have. So this guy has harpoons. That guy has Mangler Cannons.
Yep, and
All right.
battery. And long range scanner, so it doesn't matter.
Folks, Aaron's concerned here that he's going to lose. I think he's got a pretty good shot. He's got 3
Well,
really tough arcs with lots of damage going through on rack. He's got a Mangler Cannon to push those crits through. I think he's got a pretty good shot to just make my big ships hurt.
Well, that last round was real lucky. Not taking a crit there. Still, we can't expect that kind of luck to continue.
2 hits on 4 dice, below average with my 2 mods, and 2 evades on 2 dice, above average with Aaron's mods. So there we go, folks. This average X-Wing stream brought to you by us not having commentators for our match. All right, we'll be commentating the PTL finals, season 10 finals, at 7 o'clock in 40 minutes. Till now, you've got to watch In Your Face from Outer Space versus Aaron's Gunboats and Kylo Ren. We got 2 Kylo Rens on the board. We got a whole bunch of First Order here. Some EU nonsense. It's not in the movie. It's not real. But are you ready to go there, Aaron?
Yeah, I am.
Can't go straight. Can't go straight.
You didn't succeed.
No, no, right. No,
It'd be cool if I
I'm
didn't
terrified.
Go straight.
I'm terrified. I'm shocked and appalled that you would consider such a maneuver, sir.
Focus.
I'm thinking that this list might be better if I had Oiken and Daredevil over Rack and VI.
I think you're going to get me here. The hard one.
I am going to focus before I hard one with advanced sensors, and then I got a hard one.
Can't remember whether or not I put in the hard 2 or the hard 3. Let's
Hard
see.
3, there we go. Get in my face. Can't slam now, boy. Now the question is whether that's going to be range 1 or range 2. You're going to harpoon that shuttle, no matter what. Also blocking my greens for next turn. Very interesting. I've picked up a stress from that. Not going to be able to advance sensors next round. 5 forward here from Kylo. Very interesting maneuver. He's expecting my Decimator to go slow, or he's just going to hunt Dormants until I only have Rack left and then just punch Rack like a punching bag. Just get him down. Just push him out. Oh boy. Oh, Nelly, look at him go. Woo! Get it, get it, get it. Go, Kylo. Kylo hungry. Kylo hungry to shoot stuff up. No advanced sensors there. Very interesting decision from Aaron. Does not have a focus anymore, I'd like to say. He does have expertise. They do
Advanced optics.
Advanced optics. Oh, I'm not reading his list.
Look at your opponent's list, folks.
I feel like that's a good idea. I don't do it, but who knows?
I'm going to target lock.
Does it really matter what your opponent's list is? No, folks. Just do whatever you want to do. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll work out. Target lock there. Bad decision from Kylo. Hard 3 from my rack. Look at that. Aaron being a gentleman, doing the maneuver for me. He's going to position that. It's normally a bad idea, but I trust Aaron. Never let your opponent do this. Look at him moving the template wherever he wants, putting my base wherever he wants. Never do this in an actual competition, folks. Go around the table, do it yourself, and look at that position. That looks beautiful there, Aaron. I am going to take a stress to Dauntless.
Yep.
And I missed this last turn, so I'm going to target lock that there ship there. It's going to be great.
Alrighty, let's do it.
Pilot skill 10. I'm going to call Palp correctly this time. I'm going to Palp in a crit on that row squadron.
Alrighty. Oh
So
my gosh!
So I'm going to re-roll these dice.
Right.
Because I can, because I'm going to spend my target lock. Look at that. Also terrible. Palp in a crit. We got 2 hits in a crit. Sufficient. Aaron is taking that crit now, no matter what happens. Are you going to spend that on defense? You are.
Why wouldn't I?
Aaron's going to take that crit under shields. Take blinded pilot, folks. Lose the Kylo Ren.
So, why did Aaron do that, do you think, Dream?
Aaron can't spend that focus on defense, on offense, because I'm going to blind him, so he spends it on defense, no matter what. Range 2 on my stupid shuttle. I got 1 defense dice. It's going to protect me from the world.
Harpoon!
Aaron's shooting a harpoon missile. I'm going to evade the shit out of that.
All right, chips. And you've got 1 green die, right?
I got 1 green die, buddy.
I'll leave it at that.
Evade, I take 1 shield.
And you are harpooned.
I am harpooned. I will destroy your ships with my harpoon, sir.
All right. It is Dormance's turn.
Dormance, the monster that he is, throws 4 dice at the row squadron.
And Dormance is the superstar.
Dormance is the superstar. Devin learned his lesson in Montreal. Always take a focus. Aaron takes 2.
Well, that all could have gone better for me, but you know what didn't happen? My Kylo did not become pilot skill 0.
Your Kylo did delay that another 1 turn. That is fair.
What's green on the decimator's dial, Devin?
2 banks. 2 banks is green. And the 3 forward is green. And the 2 forward is green. But that there is about it. I'm very interested, Aaron, where this ship is going. I think that's going to be a very interesting later discussion.
Which one?
Where this ship is going.
Where the row is going?
He's pointed right at a rock. He's pointed right at Dormance. It'd be interesting to see where what's happening with him.
Well, you have to do 1 straight, 2 straight, 2 bank.
I don't have to do nothing, sir.
Well, you could do 3, but you're just going over there if you do. Cannot advance sensors.
You don't know me.
I kind of do, though. I kind of do.
Dial's down for Devin. Dial's not down for Aaron. Aaron's still making a decision about Kylo Ren.
I ain't flying turrets over here. I got to think.
Double checking his arcs. I'm going to double check Kylo Ren because, woo boy. That's what I'm doing, folks. I think it's a good plan. Put my ship back. I mean, that's very important for people immersed in you know,
The immersive experience.
yeah. My giant TIE interceptor over there, punching people in the face. My Imperial Millennium Falcon, as it would be, as it is, as it may are. I'm glad I didn't fly the 3T70s versus you. I don't think that would have gone well with your advanced sensors nonsense from Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I don't know. Kylo ain't so fabulous. Okay.
Rock and roll. Your number 2 goes first.
What did I do? Oh, yeah.
Hard 2. Trying to cash in on that cachet. Hard 2 away, folks. I did not expect that direction. Coming back around, looking to fight, slamming away. Look at this. Look at him go. Can't shoot, but no advanced sensors. Can't reload, but maybe next turn. Maybe he'll be all right.
He's got a mangler. You don't reload.
He's got a mangler cannon. I forget that he isn't some harpoon nonsense. We got Aaron actually trying to play fair here.
I do have harpoon nonsense in the other guy. But as we saw, it got me exactly 1 damage in the last one.
Two bank from Dormitz. Clears his stress, takes a focus. Advanced sensors. He's back on for next turn. Look at that. Arc dodging with a low pilot skill shuttle. Look at that. Beauty, folks. Beauty. We've got a 3 bank there from the Rose Squadron. Probably going to reload. Let's see. Aaron's
That's
reaching
a
for his
good
tokens.
idea.
Oh, influencing Aaron. I should not have spoken up too soon. Kylo Ren acting like he's pilot skill 4 because he's a scrub.
That's not the right
He's
move.
not pilot skill 10. Kylo Ren's done the wrong move because he didn't see my shuttle coming off into the corner. He's got advanced optics. Not gonna proc his advanced sensors. Or are you gonna post sensors? You gonna move afterwards?
Yeah, I
You
might
gonna-
do an action the old-fashioned way.
Now revealing your dial like here is often a positive thing. We're gonna look at that there. Make sure you're doing the right thing. There we go. We're gonna see probably a barrel roll here, folks. Trying to light up my poor shuttle. What did he ever do to you?
Kind of lots.
Clones. Not allowing clones to live here. This is pretty rough.
Is the 1 bank on the decimator green?
What, you don't know?
No, I can't remember.
No, it is not.
The 1 straight is.
One straight is also not green on a decimator. It's got shit greens there, folks. Aaron preparing for a boost here. Does that take him onto the rock, though, is the question.
I'm gonna boost.
Aaron boosting out of range. Hopefully trying to avoid a Kylo Ren screwing here. Boost followed by, I'm assuming, a barrel roll. He's got that focus
get
because of
one
advanced sensors.
Expertise, so I only get 1 action.
Expertise, he's only on 1 action. Fair enough. I'm doing a 2 bank here with Rack.
Do you want me to do this for you?
Yeah,
sir?
you can absolutely. Letting your opponent do this is such a bad idea, but I trust Aaron. Folks, let's try and get him to spend his focus on defense. Let's Kylo him with pilot skill 0. No matter what, I want that to happen at some point, so it's better to get it on now than later.
I'm not sure it's actually a hideous consequence for me now that I'm thinking about it.
No, you can certainly turn Kylo into a perfectionist blocker with that boost barrel roll event sensors
Yeah.
nonsense.
I mean, if you get it on, the situation's not much different than it currently is.
It does. It's not, but it's going to be fun.
I suppose you can then proceed. You've got higher PS anyway.
I do.
All right, I'm supposed to be looking for the card, so I'm looking
Yeah,
for
you're,
damage cockpit.
Aaron here is shuffling his cards instead of looking for for damage cockpit. There we go. He shuffled it right to the top. Good news, good news. So we're going to start with rear mature now, unobstructed,
Yeah, I guess so.
shooting range 3. You get 4 dice versus my 3 dice. Palping in a crit, folks. This is how it works. This is how it fails because I don't get the cheer now. Palping in a crit.
Autos.
Auto thrusters for no damage.
Kylo on the shuttle.
Kylo shooting the shuttle now, pilot skill 9. Still, because he hasn't been blinded yet, or
No obstruction.
damaged cockpit yet. Kylo on Kylo.
Expertise.
Expertise for 3 damage on the shuttle, folks. Ow,
You
ow,
get
ow.
to roll an evade die.
The shuttle does get to roll an evade die. Aaron being a good opponent. Letting me take my blank.
And we are back to dials.
Neither of the gunboats can shoot. Planning for the next phase begins. Devin being very quick. He came into this turn with a plan. He was out of this turn with a plan. do not spend my focus on defense. I've also got advanced optics. I also get to keep it. So, Aaron, we got about 30 people watching our demo game here.
Really?
Anything you want to say to the chat that's sitting around waiting for our 7 o'clock finals?
We love you all.
We love you so much. We're just providing some in-flight entertainment here before we get to our main event. We got In Your Face from Outer Space, Lieutenant Dormant and Rack. Rack getting not getting Blighted Pilot off for the first time in 7 games on its first shot.
Really? So this is the guy I need to do first, right? Right? Yeah.
Just do whatever you want first. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, follow pilot skill, folks. That's how it works. All right, we are going to Advanced Sensors Target Lock, followed by a hard this ship, followed by a hard one. I got confused because your ships are the same.
Why not the hard 2 there, bro? For the home audience?
For the home audience, I thought the hard 2 wouldn't get me this angle, where if you go fast, I would get you. The hard 2 gets me a little further out. I'm not going to get that shot off.
Yeah.
But maybe I do this time. I'm going to get hit by Kylo Ren no matter what.
Stressed.
I am stressed. I took a hard 1 there, folks. I can clear it with a hard 2. That shuttle's real tough to bring around. Error and bailing, which I did not expect him to do with that ship.
Hey, Dan.
Hey,
how you
Dan.
doing?
We're just, yeah, he's really streaming on live so we'll get a little, some viewers on. Shows up.
Evan.
I'm Aaron. I'm terrible with Denver.
Advanced Sensors barrel here. We're live on like 30 people.
Reveal a bank 3 away.
Why don't you take yourself off? I know you were pretty anxious with it. Yeah, well, I mean, it's so winning. I haven't got all the marbles. Hey, look.
Now I'm going to move Devin's ship because he's talking to people. We reveal the dial.
It's a hard 3 as
Hard
expected.
3 coming in. Check it, folks. Kylo's already got that Kylo on him. Kylo on Kylo. I'm not in arc. We're going to do that boosting stuff that these big ships are good for. Getting in there. All right.
Might be range 2.
Unmodified shot there. Range 2. Just what I want. No auto thrusters. You're in arc. You're at range 2. I'm gonna palp in a crit here. Look at that, beauty, beauty, beauty. 3 crits in there on Kylo Ren. That's not what Aaron needed. Not blinded pilot, damaged cockpit, pilot skill 0, takes it right on the chin.
That wasn't the chin.
That was the
That's
chin.
definitely not
That was
the
the
chin.
chin. The cockpit's right in the front. You're getting it right there.
All right, so I've nevertheless got what I want here. Mango shot on rack.
Do it, do it, do it. Get me, get me, get me.
Link
Solid,
battery.
solid. Link batteries, folks. Whole bunch of nothing.
Ah,
Gonna get you. Gonna get you. Ah, no evades there. Loses a shield. Dormit's down to 1 shield, folks. Not great, not great.
I mean rack.
You shooting at Dormit's.
No, sorry, I was shooting at rack.
You're shooting a rack, even better. Rack down to last shield. There we go. My dial's down. Aaron got a lot of decisions here to make. I have no decisions here to make. Both of my dials are locked in. Aaron just arriving.
Hey, dude, how you doing, man?
I know it's a special day.
Thanks for
Live on the
volunteering,
internet.
man.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to.
We got like 30 people listening. 40 people listening.
Oh, hey everybody.
We're doing a bit of a demo game here before we go
Live at the final.
live with the final. Absolutely. I'm here to like shape the camera. Be really annoying to Victor Travis.
Do what you can. Yeah.
So Dan versus Evan is gonna be a great game.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be really exciting. I'm always happy to see what people are flying even. You know, it's always the most interesting part.
Sounds like it's gonna be plot armor versus Imperials.
Okay. Spoke too soon. I agree.
We'll see. We'll see.
You know, I love myself some Dash and Pope, so.
Hey, I'm not gonna cry for that. At least one of those. At least one of those is a real ship.
That's true. Well, you know,
Poe's a real ship.
my opinion is that, you know, the Rebels should win every time. So maybe I'm biased.
The internet can hear you.
Oh, yeah, good.
I mean, that's fine. As long as they go in knowing the judge is biased, then that's fine, right?
That's true. That's true. I mean, scum. Scum.
Sure. Right.
Not biased anymore.
Rather than have a thing like having a vote, we wanted to see if you wanted to be part of that.
Yeah, man.
Sure, man. Yeah, like, I'd be happy to.
Hey, let's go. What's the time, do you know? Are we getting close to showtime?
Like a meeting next 2 weeks, the next league.
Probably do another 10 and then tear it down.
I'm on the rush.
Yeah.
If you guys don't even want to finish, that's fine.
It's gonna happen pretty soon, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I have
Whenever
no
Evan
rush.
gets here, you know, we'll give him some space, some time, get down, break down, like get his, he'll like, you know, settle in, and then we'll get things going. Yeah, it should be around 7. I mean, it's
We got
20 minutes.
again. I have nowhere I need to be here tonight, so yeah, I'm
I've been
good.
game schooled again. I love it. You always got your game school
Oh,
swag.
well, I have to. I just need to dive in front of the camera.
Yeah.
To kinda
Okay, I'm good, Devin.
Look, I hear you can bribe Victor and Travis. They might do something for money dollars. If you give them some money, they might throw logos on the screen. You never know.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Pilot Skill 2 works, right? Starts.
0. It's Pilots get 0, my friend.
Who's Pilot Skill 0? Kylo Ren is Pilot Skill 0. Oh, I forgot. I forgot that I love my list. Pilot Skill 0, Kylo Ren coming in. Advanced sensors boosting. Hard 3 around. Whoa, Nelly. Here he comes. My guy is stressed, focused, target lock. Luckily, that's all he gets to do. And your Pilot Skill 2.
Yeah, what did he do? He did do the one.
A 1 forward. He's not allowed to do a 1 forward. I cleared that, didn't I? When I Kylo'd him, I cleared that one, didn't I?
What do you mean?
He no longer has the paper straight
Oh,
on
no,
him.
no. He never had it. He never hit him. You got him blinded. That's what you
Listen, that card should be discarded, right?
did. Okay.
The blinded.
It's on him.
Oh, I hit him.
Yeah, you hit him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. Focus.
So he's blinded this turn. Oh, wait, he was blinded last turn and it flips over.
No, that last turn you did Kylo. It was the turn before it when he was here that you blinded him.
So you should flip it over, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can be blinded again if you want, but like,
Okay, rules lawyer. Your ship.
I can't advance sensors. I've got a stress. Coming around, moving your ship. That's what happens when
everything.
moving everything. Slamming in here. Clearing my stress. Doing just fine. Doing every action I can. I'm still harpoon. Can I shoot myself so that I hurt you?
Let's think about that.
Are you gonna slam there, sir? Are you gonna slam? Are you gonna slam? Are you gonna slam?
No, we're gonna slam.
Sure you don't want to slam? I think you want to slam.
Focus.
Oh, that way.
Do I fit?
I don't know. I can't see. Your hand is in the way.
No, but like the nubs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
you can
not
hit
good,
it.
folks. I'm gonna get a range one mangler. Ah!
You do get an action to it.
I do get an action. So, folks, my choice now is do I target lock number 2, which is a new squadron pilot with a harpoon?
Mangler.
Mangler. Mangler's bad. Ah, we got Sharif here. Hey,
Oh,
Sharif,
Sharif. You're
you're
live and on the interweb.
you're here for X-Wing, right? Come here. Sharif, talk, what are you doing? What are you here for? What are you playing?
Pre-release for a different event.
Pre-release for a different event? You
Yes.
traitor. What are you playing?
Hero Points.
Hero Clicks. No one plays Hero Clicks.
I know.
All right. So I got Rack.
Yeah.
I got a row at range 1.
Okay.
Do I target lock him, or do I Kylo him in blinded pilot and pray to God that Rack and Palp is enough to push that damage through?
Yeah.
On what?
On this row squadron
Yeah, you
with
do it. Yeah,
with
no question.
a new squadron. Sorry, pilot skill 2. So I'm shooting before it. Do I
Yeah,
blind
is
it
it full
again?
health, though?
It's taken 1 damage under the shield.
Okay, so you might be able to push the damage through.
So I blind it again, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Blind it again.
That would be your best bet. That would be the safest
Okay,
play. I mean,
okay,
Kylo
okay,
again?
okay. We're Kyloing it again for a blinded. All right. We got the expert advice here of Sharif.
I'm not an expert with Kylo unless I'm playing with Colson as well.
Fair enough. I can just force it to happen. Look, I'm blaring the dark side of the moon. I got the dark side of the moon. Got the dark side of the moon extra tokens.
Yes.
So I'm showing him the dark side of the moon.
Perfect.
You know, we're hitting him.
Is this the PTL finals match?
Hell
No,
no.
we're doing a
No,
demo
this is
warm-up game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're waiting on them to show up.
So, Kylo on the new.
I'm gonna palp a crit. Solid.
You should be able to take out that new.
So, folks, that's all the shields and a crit. Blinded pilot. That new does not get
2
to
hull.
shoot. He's on 2 hull remaining. Beautiful. I give all credit to Sharif, giving me exactly the advice I needed at the moment I needed it.
Outside
right.
help is not allowed in tournaments, people. Just so
This
you
is
know.
this is
He
not
forgets that I was the one
this
telling
is
him
not
to
a
do it.
tournament. This is a demo game.
But it is a demo game, so to
Why
give
are
them
you
a
removing my
future
focus, sir? That is on that ship.
Oh, do you have advanced optics?
He also has advanced
Does he?
optics. You were giving me shit for not reading your list. You didn't even read my list.
afterwards my event, though.
Oh, fine. Be that way. Are you winning at HeroClix?
Yeah, I do well.
All right. Sharif does well at HeroClix. The Ontario's foremost Echo player, foremost Colzette player. I can't wait. Do I need to hit dials?
Yeah, you do.
So Kylo's pilot skill 0, people. The New's pilot skill 2. It's got 2 health left. The Row coming back around. No, it's got a harpoon. The Mangler cannon pretty neutered right there. Can't do much. Gotta go fast. Kylo Ren gotta go fast. It's very interesting to see what Aaron's gonna do in this here situation. He's waiting on his dials. He's fingering that Kylo dial. There's a lot of decisions here. He's got to figure out what he's going to do. I'm thinking 5 forward. Just get out of there. Come back around. Re-engage. Maybe get some damage on Kylo. My Dormits. be very interesting to see where he puts his damage this turn. All right, dial down. Power skill 0. What are we doing? 1 hard, going nowhere. Where is he going? Nowhere.
Not quite accurate.
Oh, a barrel roll, 1 hard. Very interesting. Advanced sensors to barrel roll. 1 hard. Trying to get arc on Dormits for the next round. Maybe Kyle, maybe on my rack. Very interesting. Changing his arc angle there without really moving. Very cool maneuver from
That was pretty boss. If I
from
say
Aaron.
so
No,
myself.
a very boss maneuver. Now you got to do your new squadron. I can't tell these apart, my friends. I'm sorry if I get row and new mixed up all the time, which I do. So 3 forward there.
Bit of a nudge on your.
Any slamming there? No slamming.
I think not. This is now gone. What the heck? Oh, this is yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we're happy with that.
All right. 2 hard from Dormits. Coming back around. He switches target lock over here. That's in range in case you're wondering. In case you're worried, it's in range. It's in range. I got it. I'm good. So, folks, here we go. Aaron, great call with the 3 first.
So you take hit, crit.
Console fire.
What's that leave? And then we throw 1 more into rack.
That's us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage on rack in 1 round of fire.
And I got to do damage to Kylo. And the
Kylo
nuke.
takes the damage and the Row takes the damage. Row's on 2 health.
Rose on 1 hull.
Row's now on 1 hull.
Kylo, range 1 into rack. Focus, target lock.
Harpoon condition goes away, does it not?
Indeed it does.
No damage, baby.
Target lock. Expertise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage on rack. Good game, Aaron.
Good game, man.
And we're going to get the PTL finals up for you guys in the next
Just a few minutes.
Just
so
a few
stay
minutes.
tuned. I think you grabbed my rocks, man.
Tell me what you got.
So yeah, it turned out to be not so bad at all to get the.
Oh, mister, I'm going to lose.
Yeah, well, I thought it was up until that last round.
That's how rack goes down.
Yes, all the guns.
You did 14 damage in 1 round, sir.
That was awesome.
In your face from outer space is fun no matter whose side you're on.
Honestly, it's terrifying. But once I accepted my cockpit's damage thing, I'm like, okay.
The inevitability of the Kylo.
And the other thing was, once you also bled out the 2 blindeds, I was like, yeah, I get to shoot my ships now.
Which stuff?
Like everything that this PTL on that I've never seen.
With what?
Like I've never seen this before. I've never seen your. Is this
Oh.
just a sticker?
Yeah, we just got the stickers. It just came Argument Exceed. Helen's girlfriend works at this. Right?
Just pass it over.
It's a preview. It's coming. It's coming. It's like $10 a sheet. We get like
Under the camera.
we got one on the back of the monitor. But yeah, this is brand new. I didn't bring any with me, but I'll give you some if you're out next Tuesday. I'll bring the stickers. Sure. When next time you're out, let me know. And I'll make sure we can stick
Man, I think I'm suffering from what's it called? Traumatic stress disorder after looking at in your space from outer space on the other side of the tube.
It's fun, right?
I'm setting up, I'm like, how do I deal? How do I deal?
Yeah, I got it right over here. Right? That was the Montreal participation card. Everyone got one. It's actually double-sided.
Do you guys need any cards? I brought my cards. Not as good as Ben Swola.
Welcome to the PTL Season 10 Finals, folks. This is season boss Devin Monkhouse. I am joined by Aaron Poppenhausen. He will be following up with us in a little bit. We are seeing Vassal Deep Core finalist Aaron facing off against Game Schooled owner Dan here on our finals. Dan's this is his second season with the PTL. Evan, this is his I don't know, fourth or fifth season with the PTL. He plays occasionally with us. He's done very well in the past. He's been a top finalist at Wixom, and as I've set up in his recent Vassal League, Evan's got a new father, so getting out to play is an extremely rare joy for him, and so that's been something we've been extremely lucky to have. Evan's a hell of a player, getting a reputation and mentioned on the Sea to Sky Squadron podcast here on the VTTV live stream. He's got lots of shout-outs. We've got Dan leaving his Game School business card there right on the stream. Solid promo for his Dan's immaculate perfectionist business owner. It's really great to see him pushing his own store. They've got a fantastic little community out there that we are super proud and super glad that they've chosen to become part of the PTL and to join in on the PTL spirit. Dan and Tony doing so well. Tony Heron being a two-time PTL Top 8 finalist from Game Schooled, and Dan taking Game Schooled all the way to the top here at Season 10. Now, Season 10, we had a Death Fire alt-art card for all participants and a Season 10 set of target locks. Now, if you play one game in the PTL, you get a alt-art participation card. You play 4 games in the PTL, you get a participation acrylic card, and if you play all 7 games, you are entered into a draw to win painted ships. You're entered into a draw to win just straight up ships from face to face, and you are entered into a draw to win a set of acrylic templates. Every season there's one set of acrylic templates up for grabs from the PTL. I've got Aaron coming back to join me. We have a huge shout out today to VTTV taking time out of their busy lives to come here. Victor staying off screen but shaking his hand, waving to the crowd, showing up, really helping the PTL out. It is super valuable so that we have these guys here with us today and in general helping us out. Now I've just blocked Victor laughing at me because I've blocked the light. I don't know. Are you showing my face right now? Is that what's going on? I thought we were live on the stream.
We're about to go.
We're about to go live. I've got Aaron, former boss Aaron, current boss Devin, sitting here today talking about what's going on at VTTV Live and what's going on with the PTL.
Oh, no.
I'm going this way. We got to go this way? Is that what you're saying? We're going to go this way?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're more centered.
All right.
This is great. I have a reputation for being salty on the internet, but I feel like I just won a sportsmanship award. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit.
Toot your horn.
As an Anglo, now Americans might not understand this, but as an Anglo, I was awarded the sportsmanship award
yes.
at the Montreal Regionals in a Quebec tournament. I feel like that's a personal accomplishment of mine. In person, I'm extremely positive. On the internet, I'm extremely salty, and somewhere in between is where I actually live in my mind. So I think that this is going to be a great game. Evan is a hell of a player. We've seen him have 2 super good games right now in the PTL that we've had on camera in the top 8. We have had him versus Jeff Asiri, a solid Imperial player. He pulled out the joust. He brought 3 T-70s with intensity. Beautiful. It got called out twice on the Sea to Sky Squadron podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Beautiful list. I called it out on the Sea to Sky Squadron podcast. The Calgary winner, the regionals winner there, Jeff from the Vancouver area, called him out, talked about how beautiful that monstrous list is. 7 health X-Wings that can regen. It's insane.
Well,
right?
Not regen, but they have con regen.
Sure, they can constantly bring that evade back. And we saw him fly a hell of a game with Imperial Aces versus Tim Ralphs with his Scum Aces. That was a heck of a game. That was beautiful. That was one hell of a top 4 match. Now we're seeing him in the top 2 versus Dan Heron. Dan Wagnall. From Game School.
Is the owner of Game School?
He's the owner of Game School. Also owns some pet stores out there in Scarborough. It's out there. It's we call it Scarberia, or at least what's his face from Ancient Times does. That There was
There's somebody more ancient than me.
Yeah, there is someone more ancient than you. There was a movie, in fact. It involved local TV, local radio, a famous Canadian actor. Not Canadian Bacon.
Dan Aykroyd?
No, the other one. I mean, the one that didn't die. There are several famous Canadians. I'm forgetting. It involved
John Candy.
No, not John Candy.
Should I still be working on the Canadian Bacon clue?
No, the Canadian Bacon was not a clue. I don't know where you got that from, but it is not what I was talking about.
Anyway, we've got Dan Wagnall.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, okay, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers called to Scarberia. It is Scarberia. It is tough to get out there. It's a 45-minute drive. They got their own little community. They come into face-to-face, just like Jeff Asiri we were talking about earlier, comes in from Mississauga, does a 2-hour commute extra just to get the face-to-face to play with the PTL guys, just to get those competitive reps in, just to get the love of
quality
X-Wing.
Games. That's
Quality games. Although Tim Ralphs, who we've seen on stream before, and Jeff Asiri are going to start pumping up the X-Wing quality there at X Planet.
That's their secret now, not so secret plan.
But we're hoping to see them figure it out and build a community out there. I'm very excited to see the PTL grow.
So we're thinking season 11 for the Prototype Toronto League will begin in late February.
I think
mid
so.
To late,
I think
mid
so.
To late. And before we get into tonight's game, we want to give a couple of shout-outs because we've been a community for, 2 years now? 2.5?
Since 2015, Aaron.
2015.
Since spring 2015. Facebook's telling me it's almost 3 years now.
Wow.
Time flies when you're over 30, I feel.
That's a long time for such
encompasses-
relationships.
Encompasses both of us.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I've
I
known you-
can't remember 30.
I've known you for 10% of my life, sir.
Oh.
It's terrifying.
So we want to give some shout-outs tonight.
Absolutely.
And the first and foremost shout-out we're going to give right now is to VTTV Live because they have recorded this stuff, which we've been able to bring to you. These guys are amazing. Victor and Travis run this
they're the
thing.
reason we're here tonight. They create the best content.
Quality stuff.
Unbiased, I would say they make the best X-Wing content out there, best Armada content out there, best any FFG content out there. VTTV Live, you're already watching this, you're already convinced they are the best. It is amazing.
Awesome.
Coming out, helping us on a Thursday night, taking time out of their lives, it's amazing.
We love them. And they do L5R, Armada, Destiny, and Netrunner, as well as X-Wing. So check those out if you're into
Any
those things.
FFG game, yeah. And we're looking, as soon as the guys are ready to go, we're probably going to get the game up on air. So do we have any shout-outs left to go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Second of all, I want to shout out to Devin Monkhouse, who keeps this damn league running since I stepped down. Devin's
pass the torch.
Sure.
Pass the torch.
He's done an awesome job keeping this thing afloat.
Doing my
And
best.
It's the outreach, man.
I try.
We're known all around, and
As Stephen Musk says, no one likes a Canadian like a Canadian, so I try my best
Thanks,
to
dude.
encourage the Canadian communities.
You've done a great
We're doing
job.
outreach to the Millennium Condor podcast out of Montreal, out of Montreal. Frog Squadron there in Quebec City. Doing outreach down to Vancouver and the Sea to Sky Squadron and the Sea to Sky podcast. We're on there pretty occasionally. And we've got Bryson and Bill Crittenton out in Edmonton. Great
Yo,
community
guys.
out there in Alberta. So if you're in between, like the junkies, I don't know. We'll maybe give Mark a shout out there, maybe in Winnipeg. I mean Winnipeg. No one actually likes Winnipeg.
I've never
Do
been.
they? I mean, there's a great song by some peggers called "I Hate Winnipeg," and I feel like it's very descriptive of Winnipeg. But we've got the X-Wing Junkies in Winnipeg. Now, there's no one in Saskatchewan here, but if you are from Saskatchewan, please let us know. Now, we had the Northern Gaming Network, the Wookiees out of
Yeah.
New Brunswick. They sort of died. We just were out making some connections. We sent Eric Z. He was out on business. He went out to Halifax, got a connection with some of those Haligonians, as they are called, some Halifax X-Wingers. There's a regionals going to be in Newfoundland. I want to know what's going on out in Newfoundland. If they've got a regionals, I want to know what's going on. It's not like Thunder Bay. Everyone in Southern Ontario hates Thunder Bay, thinks they shouldn't be part of Ontario. We should have given them to Manitoba a century ago and been done with them.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
I don't get this Ontario regionalist stuff. Okay.
You don't? You New Brunswicker. I don't even know what the right term is. See, if you're a Haligonian, I know Haligonian. If you're Torontonian, I know Torontonian. If you're Ottawa, you're Ottawa.
If you're from New Brunswick, you're an escapee.
Wow. Now I know the correct term, folks. It's an escapee.
Refugee.
If you're outside of New Brunswick and a New Brunswicker, you're an escapee. Excellent. I'm glad to know this.
Okay, but back on topic.
Back on topic. We're
We
doing
want to
shout-outs.
thank all those old players who have left us. Alex, Stuart, Peter Schultz, all the great people we've known and
We've
stopped
lost a
playing
lot
for one reason or another.
M's
Come on
boyfriend,
back anytime.
M's boyfriend, William. Yeah.
And we want to welcome all the new players.
We have a lot of new
we
players
might
this
see in
season.
the new season.
Next season's a newbie season on PTL. We'll be giving out a newbie prize.
Awesome.
That's great to hear.
And tonight, as you said, we have a game for you. This should exhaust your intensity cards. This should pop all your countermeasures. And spend all your glitter stims, folks. So get settled in and
Yeah.
get ready.
Absolutely.
We're going to have these guys start up soon. All right, now
Look
we
at
can see
that.
the board.
So we're waiting on
And-
deployment of rocks. This is going to be very
The
interesting.
list has come up.
So I know Evan was not happy about this matchup. Here we see Dan Wagnall.
It's a rough matchup for Evan.
Dan's brought a medalist. He's brought plot armor because he knows that Evan's a tough opponent, and he wanted to have a fighting chance in this match.
Something
And
in his holster to deal. Yep.
Evans brought something pretty fighty. He's got a PS9 Whisper. That's a solid ship, and then some Zeta leaders, some Zeta specialists, some FOs with lightweight frame and fire control system. Just some solid multi-action generics. Like, it's gonna be a real tough fight. If
Notice
he can,
that number 2 of the 2 Zeta specialists is also going to be featuring advanced optics, but not
Oh,
number 3.
I see. Now Dan having a not symmetrical squad, much like he had last time, where he had 2 ships with advanced comms relay and 1 with prime thrusters. He's comfortable with having ships with different roles.
Evan, you mean? But yeah.
Evan, yeah. Sorry, my apologies. And so it'll be very interesting to see. Now, I know Dan's got a weak rock game. He's going to do his best. He doesn't throw him down wherever, but he's Evan's certainly got a plan.
He seems to be making space,
And I think
giving himself.
if
roots.
Evans, but Dash doesn't need space or want space. So with Dash, you want to clump all the rocks together, right, and hide Dash in there because he don't care, right? He really does not care. Now,
I mean, there's some difference of opinion about this. If these are nicely spread out, they can interfere with Evan's maneuvering.
right, which is what Evan's looking for, and Dan's giving him, we're
Hey, Moose
seeing
Green.
here a range and a half on every rock.
Yeah.
If Dan was sticking them all together, they'd be, a place where he could hide.
Well, what do you think, chat? Any of you experienced Dash players? I'm not.
Well, I think that if we see 3 arcs on Dash at any point during this game, Evan's going to get a leg up from there on out. Like, if he gets half points on Dash and scares Poe, right? Poe can remove Whisper's target lock. But if Whisper hunts
Oh, yeah.
Dash, if Whisper stays in that range 1 bubble, if Evan can trade Whisper for Dash, I think he's in a good position, right? If he can keep those Zetas chasing Poe, if he can use that multi-action and rear shots to his ability, right? If he can get them in and just make it a no-go zone for Dash, right? And Dan's a huge Wookiee Liberator, Ozaduk player, and Ghost player.
He likes his tanks.
He likes his tanks. Dash is. I
Daisy
smashed
Dash.
together like Dash and Poe, but Dash is not a huge tank. And here you can see, right, Evan setting up all of his ships to hunt Dash, and that's certainly. We've got Christian here in chat saying that Evan has to kill Dash.
I think
before
so as
Whisper
well.
goes down.
I think that
I think he's
he
got
can't
to at
lose
least.
Whisper.
I think
he
he's got
can't
to at
trade
least
Whisper
trade
for
them.
Dash. That might be acceptable, and that might be the best he can do.
Right.
But that's not good.
Christian, another great local player, flies a lot of swarms. We saw him out at. He was commentating on the last top 4 game we saw, and it was a chat favorite. Hopefully, we'll have him out again. And this is hopefully we've got Evan here playing with my painted dials. We've got Dan playing with the painted dials he won in the last season for donating money to the league. If you donate money to the league, you end up with in a draw for painted dials or painted ships, which is something we do fairly often. So Dan showing off his painted dials there from that he won in the season 9, for donating money to the PTL. So
Oh, he's got a nice paint job on his dash as well.
he does, and it matches his style. Someone painted his dash up as a blue squadron
Nice.
because he likes flying those blue squadrons. He likes those A-wings. He likes his Ghost. He likes Hera Syndulla from Rebels.
So we got a lunge from one of the Zetas. That is number 2. That is the guy with advanced optics.
Now that covers a lot of them. If you sit there and think about it, imagine where range 3 is going to be on those Zeta squadrons. Think about where Whisper can go. There is nowhere on that third of the map that Whisper can go and not be in one arc right now.
Watch the table, dude.
Right? I'm playing table piano again, so Dan had to do that match, right? Well, we've got people looking for Christian's opinion in chat. Now, Christian is in chat, so look for Moose Green. Moose Green is Christian, and he will certainly give you an answer if you ask
He
him.
has many opinions. Okay,
And
so
we've
we
got,
Whisper Cloak.
We've got Whisper Cloak. Now, Whisper, if you think about it into the next turn, can only decloak forwards based on her positioning.
So Evan here must feel that his list is precarious versus this one, and that would be an understatement. So he's going for a fast engagement.
Evan has to go for a fast engagement, right? Dash has Ray. The sooner you engage Ray, the better. Now,
Oh, yeah.
when I faced John Hahn in my Season 8 final, or Season 8 top 4, I brought In Your Face from Outer Space, which we just saw earlier,
Yes.
right? Because I was able to engage Dash on round 2 with one focus, or 2 focuses,
And
right?
hurt
You,
him.
and you blind him, and you damage cockpit him, and you push him, and you hurt him,
Yeah.
and you have to engage Ray as soon as possible, so they don't bank those 3 or 4 or 5 focuses.
Absolutely.
Pushing into the late game, that's a bank that they can really get into. It makes it very difficult for you to really hunt those.
Wow, Evan
Those
is
dashes.
just going straight in.
He absolutely has to. Evan needs to force an engagement here. That's interesting.
That's a good call, though.
Dan should not be taking those measurements, although Evan is target locking, so he's
So
checking
that was
for Evan. My
Zeta Specialist
apologies.
Number 2, target locking dash.
Now, it's an interesting decision because he's got advanced optics. He's checking for his target lock, even though he's advanced sensors.
Now Dash
Advanced
does
optics,
have
my apologies.
burnout slam.
Dash doing the 4 forward, cannot slam, or could slam, but has to 4 forward again.
Yes.
Trying to get out of Evan's trap there because Evan was able to set up something, right, to... here we go. Some discussion on the table. Letting him decloak. Decloak was skipped. Again, fly casual, folks. Even in the final, it's tough to say it really matters. Evan only really had one decision, so we sort of knew all knew where he was going.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see now where his Whisper goes, whether it's going to be a 3 bank or a 3 hard or a 4 forward. I mean, that's
Might
certainly
be a 4
possible.
forward. Nah, that's not great.
No, that's not great. A 3 bank, I think, would be his ideal positioning, but we may see a hard 1 or a hard 3 too.
So Dan may be hesitating here on whether or not to use that burnout slam. Do we know where Callus has gone?
I don't think we know the Callus. Certainly, if you give me a second, I'll go and I can make sure that there's a
You hold
condition
the fort,
token. Okay, Aaron, grab a condition token out of my kit. So certainly, we're gonna Whisper is now decloaked. We're gonna see whether or not we get a burnout slam. What action is going to come on Dash Rendar? Again, he does have smuggling compartment and burnout slam, which does give him access to the slam maneuver at least once during the game. He also has countermeasures and Ray. So yeah, we've got burnout slam. So now since he did a 4 forward, he must do a 4 forward, as that is the only 4 maneuver in the game. The 4 bank is available on in a different game in Star Trek Attack Wing, but not in X-Wing. There's the 3 bank I predicted out of Evan. Watching him bend over, look, getting that beautiful chiseled face into the screen. There we go, a cloak again. Now that gives Evan a lot of options there with Whisper, whether he can decloak left or right or forwards this round. That's great from him. Poe doing a very conservative move, coming up the side of the board. Evans, in the fact that he's done the 4 forward with both of his Zeta specialists, he's got them in a really rough position in that they can't hard 2 to come back around in the next turn. So I'm waiting for Aaron to get back, find out where Callus is. Callus is on Dash, it turns out, which was predicted, I think, by Christian in chat. And we've got here a boost from Poe. So Poe can do a hard maneuver, come back in, engage those Zeta specialists while they have to get around that rock. That's a really rough position. Whereas Whisper could decloak backwards, 3-bank forwards, and get like a far-range 3-shot out on Poe. But I don't know if that's going to be worthwhile for Evan.
Yeah, that's a tough call. If Whisper goes forward to pursue Dash, she'll have both Dash and possibly Poe turning back into her. And those Zetas don't have anywhere great to go in that scenario. Maybe Evan is best off doing sloops with the Zetas and just getting them out and playing for time.
I think so. I think that might not be a bad decision. Three K turns from all of them, or sloops, I suppose, is what the Zetas have. Now, I wonder if this is the right maneuver. Dan's bailing with Dash, bringing Poe in, engaging with Poe. That means Evan can get all of his ships. Poe's going to shoot first, do not a lot of damage to one of Evan's ships. Evan's going to be able to hopefully shoot all of his ships at Poe. Again, Poe painted up by one of the game school regulars.
He's lovely.
Now, 3 arcs on Poe. Poe won't give half damage, but if Poe goes down and it's 2 ships or 1 ship versus Dash, Whisper can hunt Dash.
That would be amazing.
Right?
However, the problem is those Zetas can't get on Poe as a target, not with their front arcs.
But if Dan hard 2, hard 3's in around that rock, right? I mean, that's what's going to be happening. He's going to be engaging with Poe over Dash. He's going to be doing he's going to be sitting in that corner. He's going to be coming around hard. He's going to be out of action next round, right? So it's going to be very interesting. Evan already made a decision with one of his TIE fighters, 2 of his Special Forces TIE fighters, right? Still waiting on, and Dan made a decision with Poe. Both of those, all 3 of those ships are set, so that's gonna be very interesting to see. That was an easy decision for both players. Dash going down, Whisper, Evan's still deciding, right?
Yeah. Well, there's no way Whisper can get a range 1 on Dash here.
Now, there is a question in chat where Christian is. Christian's in the Twitch chat. So we, lucky us, here sitting in the chat booth, can see both YouTube and Twitch chat at the same time in the same place. However, if you're on YouTube or you're on Twitch, you're not going to be able to see the other one.
So we may be replying to people you can't see.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
So also, if you're looking to talk to Christian's in the Twitch chat. So if you want his attention, you go there and look for a Moose Green. That's Christian. Our local Swarm master aficionado. Absolutely. I try, but I can't come to Christian's, absolute beauty of his maneuvering.
Well, the Swarm's seen better days, unfortunately.
Luckily, the FFG devs don't give a shit, and then the Swarms will never be back. It's great.
We may see them.
Well, they said they don't care, at least twice now. So it's great.
That's not what they said.
It's exactly what they said.
That's not what they said.
It's already dead, so who cares if harpoon missiles are OP?
We'll see.
We'll
All right,
see,
so
says the blind man.
What does Dash do?
Dash, I think, is doing a hard 3 here and then boosts to come around. Or a hard 3 focus and just banks it into Ray.
Yep.
Now, because he hasn't banked anything on Ray yet, we can see Ray up there in the corner. There's nothing there yet.
No, he just did the burnout slam, didn't he?
He burnout slammed. So, Dash with Lone Wolf, right? Mm-hmm. It's that reroll, very tanky Dash. But it's very hard for him to compete with Whisper, who can get into that bubble.
Whisper on Dash would be very likely
That's
Evan's game.
Dream endgame. If he can get, I would say, if he could trade both of those Zetas for Poe, he's going to be happy. And
It's
Whisper
still
can
a
hunt
tricky game,
Dash to his
but,
content.
It is in Whisper's favor.
Absolutely. Because Whisper doesn't care. He's going to barrel roll. He's going to push damage through on Poe, right? And it's going to make him cloak. It's going to give him a focus, and then he's going to be pretty much undamageable on defense. So, especially with Callus being able to turn that focus to evade.
That he's got Callus on Dash is huge.
Yeah. We've got a question in chat. Is this the most prestigious event in X-Wing? I would say yes. The PTL is probably the largest and greatest community in X-Wing. I'm going to toot our own horn.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty prestigious event in casual X-Wing for sure.
So, do you want to go over some of the rules and some of the loops that these players have had to get through to get to this position?
So in the Prototype Toronto League, they play
Absolutely.
7 games in 7 weeks in the regular season, and they may not repeat a named pilot or an exact list loadout. So they have saved these pilots till the very end so that they could play them.
Absolutely.
And
So Evan has gotten to the finals without playing Whisper. Dan has gone to the finals without playing Poe and Dash.
indeed,
Yeah,
and you can repeat generics as needed for the most part.
for the most part.
Okay, they seem almost ready here. We got Evan looking at that.
So
and
we're
he's
remembering the
decloaking.
decloak this time, so better than our top 8 match with Tony and
She's decloaking forward.
Tim. So here we go. Decloak forward, not quite what I expected. I was expecting a decloak left, so try and get as many guns on Poe as possible. Certainly interesting.
And we have a bank 3. So Evan is pursuing.
Absolutely. That's a great position for him to get into the next round. He can hard 1, hard 2, hard 3 around that corner, right? Get in there and brawl with Poe in the next round.
Keep in mind that 1 turns and 3 turns on the SF are red.
Absolutely. But with FCS, advanced optics, lightweight frame, some of these things, he's not quite too worried about that. You know, you can do a hard 2 from number 3, a hard 1 from number 2, and certainly get a solid engagement off.
And
Let's see.
what is Dan is doing?
I suggested a hard 3. We've got a hard 2.
That's good. He's
He'll keep in range probably of number 3. We'll have to see if he goes for a target lock this round. I suspect he'll go for the focus.
oh yeah.
Now this is interesting from Whisper. Those 2 SFs have blocked the majority of her maneuvers. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes, and we may see a 4 forward here, slamming in to like get a... Oh, there we see a target lock on number 3. Dan being very aggressive with Poe.
Indeed.
Although he may get... There we go. There's the 4 forward from Whisper that I predicted. And we will see a shot from Poe on from Whisper on Dash this round. Is that an arc that is, or in range that is in range?
Appears to be.
So the question is will Whisper be in range? She certainly looks like she's got the angle for arc. Depends on how...
I don't think she does. I think he's going to have to cloak.
Well, we'll
see.
I mentioned he'll try for a target lock. Or just try and eyeball it. This isn't exactly Vassal. It's tough to tell on the table. Evan, as we've spoken about before, a mean Vassal player. Absolutely great. So you think that's out of arc. I think it's in arc. Evan's got to make a decision. Before Poe
Take some
moves,
action here.
he's going to have to take an action. He's got
He's got a token.
He's
in
got a
hand.
focus
He's
in
going
his
for the
hand.
focus.
He's going for the focus. All right, folks. Can't target lock. I forgot that
No,
the
they
Phantoms
can't.
do not have that target lock action. A hard 3 here from Poe. I suspected the hard 2. Dan
Well,
being
this hard
careful
3
around the
followed
rock.
by a boost will get Dash out of...
Get Poe.
Poe out of Dash's range 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's amazing. Gets in there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure both of these SFs will be able to hard 1, block up Poe, really do some damage in the next turn. Whisper can cloak if he's able to shoot Dash, do a hard 1, can candy cane backwards, right? That's going to be a pretty crazy maneuver. Going to be able to get all guns on Poe, right? Dash, I don't know if... Now, Dash... Dan clearly is going for number 3 in this scenario, but with 6...
I think he's going to shoot Whisper with both ships if he has range. With
I mean,
Dash.
he's target locked Dash onto number 3, so he's contemplating... Well, his action here, I suppose, was boost from Poe.
Oh, you're right. He has no focuses.
So, he's got advanced optics on Poe, so we're seeing a shot from Poe onto Whisper. Oh, that's rough. He's going to
Smear
pocus.
2.
He's going to pocus for 2, and
She rolls
Evan's
one of
going
aid
to
and
Evan's
takes
going to
one.
take 1. So that's a 1 shield on Whisper. Now we're going to see if Whisper's got Dash and Arc. And so
Indeed.
that's going to be certainly something that will really define
Just about
him.
everything in this round hangs on it.
Absolutely. I
Looks
think
like
he's
he
got
does.
him. He's got him.
He's
Look
got
at
range. Yep.
He's got range 3.
Okay.
So
No arc. Sorry? Out of range.
out of range. That's not great.
No, it's really bad news for Evan, unfortunately.
So that means he can't cloak this round. He's
cannot.
not going to be able to candy cane like I was suggesting. And Dash is going to put Hurt into number 3. What have we got? 2 hits and a focus.
Pretty decent.
No focus.
no
He does
focus.
have a target lock. He's going to Lone Wolf this,
Right.
which is why you don't take target locks with Lone Wolf Dash.
3.
So now we've got 3.
And two
two
evades.
evades.
So 1 shield on number 3.
So Evan rolling his lightweight frame with his evade dice. That's pretty fine.
Yeah.
Number 3 takes 1. That's pretty good too. Now, maybe a hard one for all of them. Poe can't go left. That's not a great roll no matter what it is. 1 crit. I guess that's number 3 shooting at Dash. He acquires his target lock. And Dash rolling 3 dice. He's
Evades for
fine.
days.
He's fine. Dan fighting it out for Game School. Doing great here.
Indeed.
You know, fighting his way to the top. And he's gone over some really great PTL legends. He's gone over Eric Z, EZ, as he's known, and Kelvin Lau, an incredible Aces pilot. So it's he's certainly earned his way to the top here. And Evan immediately deciding he knows exactly where number 3 is going. He knows exactly where Whisper's going. He knows exactly where number 2 is going. Dan's got to make some decisions here, and I think it's very easy for Evan to say, I want to go into X, Y, and Z position. I'm assuming with the amount of tokens that number 3 and number 2 have banked, we may see hard 2 barrel rolls backwards to sort of trap Poe. And
that seems like a good plan.
A hard 1 from Whisper, but I don't know where Dash is going. Maybe a 3 bank, maybe a 1 forward, sort of like, you know, slow roll there, sort of maybe bank a token, sort of start working on deleting number 3. But Poe's in a really rough place, and I'm not sure where I'd put him. You know, a 1 bank isn't safe from a hard 2 barrel roll bump.
No, it isn't. Maybe a bank 2 for Poe?
Sort of try and disengage, just get out of there. Now the green,
take a bump if you have to, and take a shot from one of them.
Well, there you go. A bump means that
Whisper
ship's
doesn't
not
get to
shooting
cloak until she shoots, if she even has a target.
So a range 1 on Whisper,
range 1 on Whisper is devastatingly good,
especially with those 2 evade dice, right? Now we've got a question in chat, Aaron. Someone's thinking about a 3 crack shot defenders or 2 Kikomilas. Now I think 3 crack shot defenders with X7 with those evades. If you can fly that fairly simply, you can avoid bumping, you can avoid those rocks. You know, if you're in the top 75% of players and you're not going to fly over rocks every game, I think that's going to be a pretty solid choice at the regionals. It may not take you to the top tables.
Tanky.
It'll get you up there.
If it's something you enjoy, go for it. Watch out for arc dodging big ships.
Arc dodging big ships are going to be rough, but you could throw like instead of Vessery, you could throw in a Merrick with VI or a Rexler with VI and get some solid use out of those ships. Get them up to PS9, something like that, and then get some barrel rolls in.
So John Wilder asks, where does the Talon roll put Poe? It's hard to tell from the angle.
That's a very good question. I think bumping into a hard 1 Whisper.
I don't think, if I was Evan, I wouldn't hard 1. I think I'd do a hard 3 and then barrel roll and try to use Whisper to, in fact, block Poe.
Now, if he 3 banks or he 4 forwards, he's still going to get those back arcs out of those Zetas.
Yep.
Right? So in chat, the same player who asked us the question about Kigamilas or defenders, if you're good with defenders, fly something, the meta's open, fly something you're good with, and be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. There's the 2 bank. And here comes the barrel roll. Perhaps, let's see, Evan's making he's making a decision. Whether he wants to be aggressive or not, whether he wants to push that target lock onto. Oh, he's focused, it appears.
Okay.
And another 2 hard there from this SF. And I wonder again. He's got to focus. He's got a target lock. I'm wondering if we're going to see that barrel roll here to get that block off. But if he gets the block off now with number 2 instead of number 3, number 3's not going to be able to shoot him.
Shoot Poe.
Yeah, correct.
I think that the whole plan here is just to get Whisper out of the danger zone. So
I don't think Whisper's in a danger zone. I think Evan's a good enough player that he knows he needs to hunt Dash with Whisper, and he's going to be able to 3 bank barrel roll. He's going to be a hard 3 get arc on Dash, and he's thinking about moving his target lock there with number 2.
Well, we're going to see what Dash does here. I think the 1 straight is the right call, as you mentioned before, but he's done a 3 bank.
And I'm thinking he's maybe going to get 3 shots on Dash right now. Like, this is what I said. If Evan gets 3 arcs on Dash, he is going to be a happy man.
Well, especially because Dash does not have a big reserve of Ray tokens.
He's got no Ray tokens right now.
No, right.
And
The
we're
barrel
seeing,
roll back is
and
a
we're
good
seeing
move.
him barrel roll to 3. Absolutely. Now we have a question in chat whether one should worship Unkar Plut or Gonk, and I feel like the answer is Gonk, 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 Gonk. Even though Unkar Plut is our Lord and Savior.
Here comes the whisper move.
And three hard. There we go. That's all right. The
Does
hard
that
one being
even-
blocked by SF2 there.
Now I think he has to evade here.
I would say barrel roll. There's very little ways that Poe can get a shot on him.
If he banks 1 or 2 turns towards in, then he'll have a range 1 and whisper with a focus. This is the danger of this position.
Is that dangerous?
Oh yeah, range 1 shot, only 2 green dice.
Well, I think that you're not wrong. So, but that's banking on a 1 bank here from Poe. You think that's what's
Hard 2
plugged
will
in?
do it, or actually a 3 turn.
Yeah. Now, a barrel roll would certainly get him out of arc.
Man, this is rough.
This is certainly a very rough
The burnout
position.
slam really served Dan well here,
It did. It definitely got him out of the trap that Evan set up for him.
and
now,
allowed the engagement to happen on his terms.
Now, because number 2, SF, he's out of arc from Dash. Good call from Evan to move that target lock, right? And this is a very tough decision for Evan right now, and he's taking some time.
Yeah,
and,
they've
and
got
that-
2 hours, so that's
and
just fine.
They've got 2 hours for the final. They've spent 20 already, and this is certainly the time to spend, take a little bit longer, make that decision. Jeff Pickles called this in chat that maybe a barrel will be the right call. Someone else said that an evade would be the right call. And certainly he's, maybe you said that evade was the right call. And that's certainly what he's done right now. And Poe disengaging.
That's fantastic news for Evan.
Now he might, it looks like he's out of arcs of both the SFs. He may have just fed Dash to the Wolves now. But that may not be the worst thing.
No, I mean, at most it's going to be 2 ships in range of Dash. We don't know for sure that Whisper is. It looks like it is, but you can never really tell when you're looking at a screen.
That's certainly true.
So Dash, Poe is target locked Whisper. for later.
Poe target locking Whisper, seeing to come back around.
Dash does have a focus on his ready to feed himself. Whisper is in
Now
range of Dash.
does he? Okay. So range 3, Whisper on Dash, obstructed of course, big rock in the way.
She
This will
just
be
wants to get to the target lock here,
but she
she's got
throws
Callus.
big damage using Callus, 2
Actually,
hits
she-
and a crit.
and 2
and-
natural evades.
2 natties. He's got Lone Wolf.
Likelihood is he's got this, but
Are you
going
to spend the focus? No matter what, Evan gets the fire control system. And Dan does not spend it and takes the damage.
So
now
Whisper gets a focus, a fire control system, and a cloak.
Absolutely. So now he's got focus, evade, and cloak. So he's going to be rolling 4 dice because he's got the HLC that counts as a secondary weapon. And it's OPAF. And
OPAF?
as fuck.
All right.
There we go. That's our one swear for...
It was run together. So I was like, OPAF? What's that?
OPAF.
So Dash is going to shoot here. Looks like he's shooting at number 3. I don't know. We'll see. And it's a big dash roll.
Ooh.
Don't forget to turn your crit into a hit. Because
Crit,
it's on the first roll.
crit into hit, boys. Yeah, Evan's got it. We got focus for 4 hits.
Blank out. That's rough. So it's 4 damage all told.
Now, I think that's on number 3, Aaron, not on Whisper.
Yeah, no, it's obviously not a Whisper. That's not enough dice.
Absolutely. Now, Evan using both PTL and Gold Squadron target locks. Very nice to see.
Stylish.
So the question is, number 3 is now still alive with focus target lock. Number 2, does he have arc? Spending the focus,
Looks like
hit,
he
hit,
does.
crit.
3.
That's number 2. That's not great for Dash. Will Dan remember Lone Wolf? There's Lone Wolf. Great to see. Oh, man, that's rough. He just he takes 2 damage.
There. So 3 damage total so far on Dash.
That's most of his shields, Aaron. Now we've got number 3 coming.
Yep. And he's got a lock.
Oh,
which he doesn't
and
need.
he doesn't need it. Reacquires that target lock with FCS. Lone Wolf here from Dash. Dash takes another 2.
That is Dash's shields down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Evan has traded most of his Zeta Specialists to get here. and 1 shield on Whisper. That last one may be more significant in the long run.
But again, we were talking how Whisper versus Poe was Dan's ideal endgame, right?
You mean Evans?
No, Dan's ideal endgame. He's got black
Poe,
1.
yeah.
He can strip that target lock. He's pilot skill 11. He's over the 9 on Whisper. He can boost to get out of arc. He can strip that target lock.
And this
you know, like
new
this
Poe
is,
even outpoints Whisper.
and he does. He's 43 points over 41. So I think that it's not the end of the world for Dan if he trades Dash for a couple of Zetas. Like, I don't think that's a bad trade for him. He's certainly going to have to figure out. I'm suspecting 2 banks, 3 banks, or 1 banks. Certainly a maneuver to sort of get Dash in arc again with those Zetas is what's going to happen.
The fact of the matter is Dash can get away in this round if he wants to.
I don't think he can.
4 straight barrel roll back.
4 straight barrel roll back. If Evan does 3 banks with both of his ships, I think it's still an arc.
He might just have range, but it's going to be range 3 through a rock.
So I'm
And a garbage
I'm
shot.
suspecting 2
Plus,
banks.
Ed will get away from Whisper.
I'm suspecting 2 banks from the SFs, and that way he can barrel roll around that rock, keep arc on Dash. He's got target locks from both of his ships, so not having the focus is not the end of the world. He did have Disbender from both of his ships. He could have had advanced optics on one and fire control system on the other, and then he could have traded out their productivity, right? In this case, he's had to spend the focus from the one with advanced optics. He does have fire control system on it. He could have re-rolled that die for a 50% chance of getting a hit and saved that focus going into the next round, but he decided not to. And that's on number 2 in the rear there. So
yeah, number
it'll
2 is
be
at
interesting.
full health. Now, it's important that number 2 is so healthy because one thing Evan can do here is he can use him to threaten Poe coming back around. And that's
Absolutely.
That's pretty important. If he can get Poe's shields, he can make Poe worry.
Yeah. I mean, Poe Dash has no shields. Poe doesn't have Poe does have regen. He's got R2D2.
Of course he does, yeah. So we got
So-
a decloaking Whisper, and she's decloaking to the right, and
I
apparently
suspect
as
we'll
far
see-
forward as she can go.
I suspect we'll see a candy cane here from Evan, but maybe a 3 bank or a hard 2. So it'll certainly be interesting.
Yeah, he's not got the room for a hard 3 for Whisper.
Now he's switched up his dials. That's all right.
And you're right, there's the 3
the
bank.
banks. You know, he's got to close that distance. There's very limited options as to what Dash can do forwards. If he does do that 4 forwards, great.
But it forces a barrel roll, which is nice for Evan.
Exactly, and he's got the rocks between him. Evan can still do that hard one, especially with his ships with advanced sensors. He's not really worried about that. He can focus now.
Wow, these Zetas are just all in on Dash.
If he does not, and that's what he's got to do, right? He has to get that. Now he's forcing, right? Because Dash doesn't have boost. If Dash had boost, he'd be out of all those arcs. Now he's got to barrel roll backwards. He spent that Ray focus. He's got to push it to 3, and he's only got that lone wolf reroll. If Evan can guarantee those 3 hits from each ship,
if he can
he's
get
pushing
one
down.
crit through.
If he can guarantee a crit through from each ship, that's Dash hanging crits. And maybe hard turns are red. Maybe he's got a stress. Maybe he's pilot skill 0. All of those crits are bad
Happiness
news bears.
for
all
Evan.
they're all bad news bears.
So, do you focus here with Dash and try to mitigate some of the incoming damage, or do you barrel roll as
I would
suggested?
barrel roll to get to range 3, especially with Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf really helps. Well, I guess he knows what Poe is doing.
You get 3 dice with a reroll instead of 2 dice with a reroll. You know, it's more likely you're going to get that blank. Lone Wolf, as some people do or do not know.
He's focusing.
I don't think that's the right decision. You cannot reroll a blank with Lone Wolf. Now, Evan may know that, and Dan may not. That's certainly something I run into a lot with some of the newer players. We've got a 3 bank here with Whisper. I don't think Whisper's in range.
I agree.
And she can't boost.
Nope. But it's not a horrible position for.
I imagine we'll see him cloak, and there he
Okay,
cloaks.
There we go.
Yeah.
And what did Poe do?
Talon roll. I suspected a Talon roll. There we go. And coming on the side, he's going to do it as far forward as possible. He's maybe got a range 3 on that number 2 Zeta Squadron.
Yep.
And that'll be a range 3 probably on the Zeta Squadron. And maybe Dan can get 2 shots on the number 2 but number 2's not the hurt one.
No, he needs to shoot down number 3.
So then he's shooting Poe at number 2, Dash at number 3, number
might have
3 on
range with-
number 3 on
with
one
Poe
hull.
on number 3.
Number 3's on one hull. It may disappear, but we'll see a number.
Oh yeah,
a
Dash
hard,
is gonna kill it.
We'll see a hard one next turn from Zeta Squadron. Absolutely.
He'd need Evan would need a miracle for number 3 to survive just Dash's heavy laser cannon.
Well, let's see if who Poe is in range of. Looks like Poe's in range of number 3. He's going to shoot at number 3. Oh, he's shooting at number 2?
Number 2.
He pointed at number 2. Let's see who they take off at the end of this round. 3 dice there from Dan. That's what Poe wants to see. 1 hit, 2 hits with a focus.
Yep. And
Spend the focus to live, Evan. That's what we
no,
want
it's
to
number 2, so we might
He's
save
shooting
it
at
for
number 2. He takes 1.
1 damage to number 2.
With advanced optics, that's the right choice there. Taking a shield, coming in, being able to save it if he can, trying to put damage on Dash.
Dash is going to shoot number 3. Only a miracle saves number 3 here. Yep.
That's 3. He's got a target lock. He re-rolls it. He's also got Lone Wolf. He can re-roll it. Lots of re-rolls there. 4 hits.
3's gone.
3 is gone. Evan rolls natties, but
So kills him with 1 damage.
brutal. Darkest timeline for number 3. Evan did all
And
he could.
unfortunately, it didn't
Dan did all
burn.
he could.
Didn't burn Dash's focus token. So we have a range 2.
It appears it might be unobstructed. So we've got our table judge, who we've not given a shout out to yet. We've got Aaron Dater on the table. Went 6-0 with Nim Miranda at the Toronto Regionals. Ended in the top 4. And we've got, he's going to tell us whether it's going to be obstructed or not.
I guess we'll see in a moment.
3 dice here
3.
from Evan. He's got
Target
fire
lock
control system.
into a blank.
Rerolls into a blank. Unfortunate. 50% chance of that.
And most likely Dash is just going to
Dash cannot re-roll. He will spend the focus. So Ray does not have any focuses, I imagine, at this point. And
So
Evan did not have to spend his focus, leaving him open to the hard one next turn and being fully tokened.
yeah, you're right. The hard one could work here. You could also plunge through the rock, try to get surprise Dash by getting into his range 1.
He does not need actions in this round. Now we might be able to see a decloak forward from Whisper, followed by a 3-bank, trying to get in on Dash, take him off the board. I think Evan really expected to get another damage or 2 through this round, and it did not happen.
Yeah, well, between the fragility of Zeta Specialist 3 and that unfortunate roll with the attack dice on Zeta Specialist 2.
Which would
I
have
mean, it's
pushed,
always frustrating when you got a target lock and you get 2 and you re-roll the other one and you get another blank.
and it would have
Shake your dice, people. Shake.
unobstructed.
That's what they're for.
You know, it would have been a crit if it gone through. You know, that would have been, any crit is really debilitating at this point in the game, right? The first damage you take on hull, it's a crit. It really affects how you fly, and we'll really have to see how Evan does in the following rounds.
All right, so what would you do if you're Poe here?
I would probably just do a 1 forward green or a 2 forward green and just hope to kill number 2 with Dash in the next round. Dash can hard 1 barrel roll backwards, or he can 3-bank away and sort of still get a shot off. And I'd certainly bait that Zeta into the middle of the board and set it up to kill it.
Yeah, I mean, Pickles is also recommending a 1 hard for Dash, right?
Yeah.
And a barrel
Now,
roll.
Dash,
But if Whisper gets
Dash
up in there...
Dash no longer has a target lock. Dash no longer has a banked focus. You know, he's going to have to start recharging some of these things to prevent damage onto hull, because he's given away half points on Dash already. He's given away 29 points on Dash.
True. How much are the Zeta Specialists worth?
27.
Also 20.
27.
Oh, okay.
So Evan is actually up on points right now.
Yeah, it may be Mark Anderson that Dash has forgotten his countermeasures.
Or he's saving it for the turn when Whisper has a shot,
Good point, good point.
right? You know, you're going to want to push that off on when you've got a range 1 5-die hit. Oh, whoops. Countermeasures beginning of the round. No more target lock, and then there it goes. Right?
So if I were Poe, I think I might 4 straight. Hunt
Really?
Whisper,
You'd sort of just like get in there?
get behind Whisper. Then Evan's game is on the rocks.
Now, I would suspect that Whisper's going super fast this round, and like a 4 straight might get Whisper out of arc, might get her behind Poe. We got that decloak forward. I suspect we'll see a 3-bank.
Not sure
like
3-bank fits. Maybe.
For sure a 3-bank fits.
Yep.
There
through
you
the
go.
rock.
Like you called Zeta Leader over the rock. At least one of us has been right every round in terms of calling.
Trying to, I mean, he's just trying to force
I
Dash
feel
to
like
barrel roll.
the both of us together are perhaps the equivalent of Evan. He's a very good player. Both of these players. Now, we were both in the finals together 2 seasons ago, season 8.
That was season 9.
Season 9, last season. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
2 bank from.
2 bank. That
Now, I suspected a 3, right? Going a little faster, going a little harder. That Zeta looks like it is at range 2 now. I'd probably focus with Dash. He's got his Lone Wolf. Depends on where he's putting Poe.
and if he
You know,
remembers his countermeasures, he can strip Whisper's target lock, making it a not very
it's
likely
trying
shot.
for target lock on
That's
on
always
Whisper.
a great advantage, or it was a great advantage with Whisper, because you come from so far away.
Yeah.
People often don't get the opportunity to target lock. Now he's going to do barrel roll. I
barrel
don't
roll.
think that's a great move.
I'm with you, Aaron. I don't really agree with
Then
that.
again, he might be calculating, and it might just put him out of Whisper's range.
You know, with Lone Wolf, he's got all those rerolls. He's going from 2 dice with a reroll to 3 dice with a reroll.
Well, we'll see
It's
what
giving him a
Poe's
better
doing.
chance to get those on there. Might get him out of Whisper's arc. Might get him out of range 3 from
I
Whisper.
think she's still got range.
I think she's out. We'll bet a penny on it.
All right.
That's what Timbo
$2,
Slice
come
likes to
on.
do. There we go. We got Timbo Slice in chat there on Twitch. Tim, I just bet Aaron a penny that Whisper was out. He thinks Whisper's in. I want Tim's opinion in chat. We're going to see that soon.
All right, let's see what Timbo Slice thinks. It's a 1 straight.
And we've
from-
got a 1 straight.
Two
So there we go. You were
non-committal,
right
I
once
think.
this round. I was right once this round. He's got a nice range 2 shot there on the Zeta Specialist. Or you can bank in, do that little boost. That's what we're looking for that range 1 shot. He's got that Pocus. And Tim's saying you don't have a penny to give me. I think that's an answer.
I have. No, actually, I don't. Nobody carries pennies anymore.
No, pennies are no longer legal tender in Canada.
I'll give you a nickel.
You got me a nickel. Well,
If you're right.
now, Dash leaving his Star-Lord target lock behind. There we go. Dan catching up. That's
Yeah, I
a
think
nice.
shooting the Zeta Specialist
That's
is the
a
right call
solid
here, but
choice there. That little boost in.
The temptation to shoot Whisper is going to be huge.
We've got some people in chat saying Whisper's in. Whisper getting
You can-
3 evade dice with a focus there. He's got his target lock on Whisper, so it's going to be pretty solid. Oh, he's he's shooting the Zeta. I mean,
It's
he's
the right call.
He's going to push damage through. I mean, that's the safe shot. There we. Oh, and when you roll like that, Dan, 3, Zeta taking 1, Evan spending the focus. So,
No.
and that's good. Zeta leader down to 1 shield.
Now Dash has no target locks on anybody. So
Dash-
apart from his Lone Wolf, this is going to be unmodified. shots.
He's shooting at Whisper. That's the right call. Let's see if he's in arc. Let's see if he's in range. He's not in arc, but let's see if he's in range.
Oh, it's totally the wrong call to shoot at Whisper with no mods but a Lone Wolf. If she's cloaked.
She's not cloaked though.
Well, if she's shooting, then she's cloaked again.
No, but okay. So Whisper's shooting at Dash. Countermeasures. It's got to be done at the beginning of the round, guys. But we'll let it fly. We fly casual here at the PTL, so we lose Whispers. Whispers in. There you go. Or you a shiny penny or a drink downstairs
$2,
after.
and then some people on the internet owe me money.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Whisper
that's
completely
not.
blanks.
That's not what Evan wants to see. That's not. He can't cloak. He can't do anything.
No,
That's
he cloaks.
After he shoots, no matter what, he
He
cloaks.
acquires the target lock. He just doesn't get the free
It
focus.
just doesn't get the focus. All right. Oh man,
And Dash is shooting at the Zeta.
that is not what Whisper wanted
no,
to
that was
see.
really unfortunate. And that is fortunate. So that's
Now,
3 hits.
Dan, are you gonna remember your Lone Wolf? Dan is not gonna remember his Lone Wolf. And Whisper's fine. Whisper's gonna spend his.
That was the Zeta
Oh, he's shooting at Zeta.
who took 1 damage. Yeah.
Interesting. Again, Dan forgetting his Lone Wolf. Could have been 4 there. Could have been 2 damage.
It's a range 3 for the Zeta.
Zeta at range 3. He's got a target lock. Come on,
does.
Evan.
And
There
it's
we go.
hit crit.
Hit crit.
So this crit might get through.
3 dice. 3 dice here from Dan. Is it? I don't know why he's rolling 4. Oh, because of countermeasures this round. He remembers Lone Wolf now.
And he's clean.
He gets his 2.
Yeah. So countermeasures was absolutely huge there.
I mean, this was the turn to pop it. I mean,
Yep.
that was he got a big shot in from Whisper, negated that almost completely, or absolutely completely, and got those extra dice he needed versus that Zeta squadron.
Now is Poe too committed here?
Poe is extremely committed, and it's going to be difficult for Poe to get arcs next round because Whisper's going to decloak forwards, probably 3 bank again, trying to hunt Dash, and you're going to see Zeta 2 come in and again try and brawl with Whisper, probably another three banks, sorry, and barrel roll for a shot or take that focus again.
Yeah.
So, and those 3 dice with a focus and that target lock, those Zetas can do a lot of damage. We just need to see that positioning that we're used to from Evan to make it work.
I mean, the trouble is that Evan's positioning isn't helping him that much. He's just dealing with so much dice coming at him at higher PS.
He's gone all in on Dash, and it's Dan's making him pay for it. It's solid maneuvering here from Dan.
But I think, as we said earlier, he had to go in hard on Dash. This is working for him in general. Dash is out of shields. He's spent his expendables. They're gone.
Yeah.
He's got nothing on Ray. Dash is in a rough spot. He just needs to keep on him consistently, break through, and kill the guy. What do you think? 4 straight here from the Zeta?
Frig, I don't know. 2 bank maybe?
4 straight barrel roll?
I'm going to call it 2 hard or 3 hard from Poe.
Yep.
A 3 bank on Whisper. That Zeta, I think it's going to give us a 3 bank as well. Dash is going to come hard, try and put that rock between him and the 2 Imperial ships. And
I think he might bank 3.
I don't know. Now, Mr. Ralph's Timbo Slice asking in the chat, is there a world in where the 2 decloak left backwards fits?
Which way's left? I don't think so, Tim.
Behind the big rock in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't even know the purpose of that. Tim's been out on the boat all day. I think he's got a bit of heat stroke thinking if Evan wants to go over that rock. Christian chiming in saying that in no way in hell is Evan going to do that. So it's certainly
I think
a good
the
chat
straight
going on.
decloak is the move.
Yeah.
In order to put some speed on to get ahead of Poe. That's what he's got to do.
Chat's suggesting that Evan switch Whisper for Echo mid-game, bank out and come back around. Solid choice, but that's not allowed.
I agree with you. 0 must 5 5 5 5 5 5 5. 3 bank from Dash, I think, is the move.
3 bank, absolutely. Gets him that distance, allows him to barrel roll out of arc, especially gets him out of that Zeta, right? Tim in chat saying it's not heat strokes. That means he's, tippled AF, as the kids might say it.
He's using emojis to talk to us. I don't know
Rickety,
what that means.
rickety wrecked, I think Tim is, spending all day drinking beer on a boat in Florida.
Well, we said this game was going to spend your intensity cards, and it is much faster than we thought. It's going to pop your countermeasures. It's going to exhaust your Ray.
This is a great match here today, Aaron.
And apparently it's going to kill your Zeta specialist. Something quick.
Something quick. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I lent Evan one of the Zeta specialists, but we'll have to. I don't know. I'm going to claim. I'm going to claim it's the live one. That's mine. I think Zeta's.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he's got Zetas here and not something that could boost. If he had something that would 2 ships that could boost, this would be a different game.
Absolutely. I mean, Whisper's got a 2 forward boost, but that's before everyone else moves. It's a little tough now that they've nerfed it. But I think Zeta's got a lot of options. I think we're going to see. We have to see damage on Dash this round. We've got to see Evan keep 2 arcs on Dash and Dash eat it this round.
And the thing is, Dash will always have that. Well, most likely will have that Lone Wolf mod, and there's just not much Whisper can do against that unless she gets good dice.
It's the 2 decloak
Did he
forwards.
forget to get his target lock last time? No, he's got it.
He's got it. He's got that gold. Those gross Gold Squadron ones that look terrible. They're so gaudy.
I like him.
Now there, you were right. 4 forward, not the 3 bank. And if you look at where that far angle gets him, I just think that Dash is going to be able to barrel roll out of that arc.
Yeah,
and
I think 3 bank plus barrel roll.
I think it's really tough.
But we will see.
Yeah, there's the 3 bank.
Yeah. He's already over the range 1 bubble.
Now
so he could just focus and stay there.
He could. Now the barrel roll probably puts him on a rock here. I thought the 3 bank would get him a little further. So he may be stuck in this position. But a focus isn't bad for him right now.
It's just a 3-hull Zeta leader.
I mean, Zeta's pretty dead. He gets to roll 3 dice with an evade, or with a focus. That'll average out to probably 2.5 evades. So, I mean, he might be okay. He might survive, right? It's got to be 5-6 damage from Dash to sort of delete, ensure the deletion of that.
I'm assuming
Zeta
both
specialist.
ships come in on him.
Absolutely. I'm expecting a hard 2, hard 3 here from Dash.
Chad is thinking that Whisper may block Poe or try to block.
I'm not really sure how I would see that happening.
3 turn plus a B roll, but then that
A
gets
hard
Whisper
one
nowhere.
from Poe, right? A hard one from Whisper right now might get in an arc of Poe.
If he calls Poe's move, that's great. If he doesn't, and
Maybe.
if Whisper just does a bank and smacks into a Zeta leader, the back of Zeta leader,
That's a terrible
Poe-
idea.
Poe will
That's
light
a
her
terrible
up.
idea. I mean, Evans not that kind of player. Well, you don't normally see him make a mistake on that level, especially like bumping Whisper in range 2 of Dash with no mods for his defense.
oh
Here
no,
we go. There's
Dan is
the barrel roll
rolling
from
back.
Dan. Now this has served him. We did not expect it to do well last time, and it served him well last time. So
It means it's much more about dice. Yeah, he's got to give himself some room to get out of there.
he's really leaning on the dice, absolutely, and that's paid off for him so far.
And,
so
you know,
far be it
Lone
from
Wolf-
us to.
Lone Wolf will give him a mod there.
So he's rolling 3 dice plus a mod. Now
Okay,
we've got
what did
Whisper,
do? She did a 4
for
straight.
4 straight. So Whisper's probably got him in arc.
Yep, looks like it.
Range 3 again. They need to move all their tokens, guys. Come on. Dash in a corner is a bad idea. We've got no. Those are Evan. Those are yeah. Figure it out. You got it. They'll take a
I
moment.
think an evade would have served. Oh, a
Interesting.
conservative move
One bank there.
from Poe. He's got a target lock on Whisper. He'll just boost towards her.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty rough. Whisper took that focus though, so 2 dice in a focus is not. He's not going to be able to push 3 dice through. Now remember those target locks in that condition token are on Dash. They're not on Whisper.
Yep.
Whisper's being really greedy, taking all the tokens this round.
Just decked out.
Can you get them to move the Dash's tokens to Dash? Sorry, just talking to producer Victor, running out to make sure we get. Oh, there's the boost we called. That's great.
He's boosting in to go at the Zeta.
At the Zeta, you think? There we go. They caught it before we got there. All right, sneaking in.
Yeah, but looks like it's Zero Mus. There's not much hope for Zeta.
The Zeta, that chat saying the Zeta leader, Zeta specialist, not Zeta leader, Zeta specialist is dead.
Right.
He's going to get 2 shots on him before he shoots. It depends, I think, a lot on Whisper.
Well,
So-
there's no target lock from either of those 2 rebel ships on Zeta.
Now-
so a really bad dice jag on Dan's part.
Poe
could
has
save
a target lock on Whisper, and he's going to be able to shoot him with a target lock and Pocus before Whisper can decloak. I think that that's the shot that Dan needs to make. Whisper on Poe, I mean, Whisper is very maneuverable. Like, if you can get her in arc and with a shot unmodified, well, she's only got 2. Looks like range 1. I mean, that's the shot you got to take. It looks like it's the shot Stan taking. I mean, that's the right call. I mean, while Whisper's decloaked, you got to get her. Not what you want to see. 2 crits, 2 blanks.
Yep.
Spending the target lock.
And getting
Spending
what
the
he needs.
Pocus for 4. I mean, Evan's
Whisper
got to
takes
spend that.
2 crits, 1 shield, and 1 crit to the hull.
I mean,
so
if
we'll
this
see
is
what
a
this
direct hit, I mean, this game is over, folks. I'm sorry.
Damaged engine. That's brutal.
Hard turns are red. Oh, man. At least it wasn't damaged cockpit there, Aaron. At least it wasn't a pilot skill 0.
Now,
It
this
certainly
may
makes,
be fortuitous, as bad as it seems.
it
may
makes
be-
the next turn very difficult there for Whisper. Whisper is going to shoot at Dash, going to hit, going to cloak.
It's range 3.
Right. It's range 3. Oh, we'll see how many dice. This is why you need the target lock.
He's got it this time.
And he's got Callus, so he's 4
3 and
damage.
a crit.
It's range 2.
I
Dash.
think it was range 3.
Dash takes it all,
Well, he can lone wolf that blank.
but he's forgotten.
I don't know for sure. They measured, and so we got a damaged cockpit on Dash.
But pilot skill 0 Dash. That's great if Zeta Specialist lives through this round.
Did he just do 4 damage?
He just did 4 damage, Aaron.
Whoa!
Absolutely.
Dash is dead. I think it was 4.
Dash not shooting. Now, not blinded pilot, but damaged cockpit starts the turn after. Now, Aaron, Dater, or Evan should know that. Dan, maybe. We're looking to see here, range 2 again. Can't lone wolf a focus. Dash takes another one and dies. Now, Dash should, I believe, have shot first.
Did they forget Dash?
They did miss Dash. I believe that it's a missed opportunity.
Technically speaking.
Dash should have shot first. He may have killed Zeta Specialist. I do
I'm
not
going to
believe.
find out if that's the issue.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Boss Aaron going to check out what's going on. there on the game. Why Dash did not shoot, even though he was Pilot Skill 0. Pilot Skill 0 does not proc until the next round, folks. So we'll have to see what's going on. Evan plotting in, I'm assuming a 3 sloop on number 2. Poe, this is the... I mean, Evan got what he wanted. He killed Dash, but I think Poe's got more MOV than Whisper, and he's got Whisper down to 1 hull. It's super rough, and we had a missed opportunity there with Dan passing on Dash's shot. So we'll have to see what the judges decide on the table. And we've got a crit on Whisper on 1 hull, Zeta Specialist without shields. They've got to put some serious hurt on Poe this round, and Poe just needs to get 1 damage through on Whisper, and he's shooting before Whisper cloaks. So that's something that's going to be super easy for him to do. So I can't really... oh, here we go. We should get an answer for what's going on soon. It looks like they're going to resolve the dash shot. The judges are letting them take that out of order, and so Dash is shooting, I believe, at Whisper. Lone Wolf there, 3 hits. Whisper is cloaked for this, and that's not what Evan needs to see. Taking that dash shot, Evan conceding right there with Whisper dead, and you see that handshake, that PTL courtesy. When the game is over, we recognize the game is over.
So they rewinded and had Dash do the shot. It blew up Zeta Specialist.
It blew up Zeta Specialist, or it killed Whisper?
It was Zeta Specialist.
Oh no, he killed Whisper. He rolled 4 dice.
Did he roll?
Shot a Whisper. So
No, I'm pretty sure it was Zeta Specialist. It killed him, and then Evan conceded.
Well, one of Evan's ships went down. Evan conceded, and Regen Poe sitting there at the end game. We have our Season 10 winner, Dan Vagnall.
We do indeed.
The taking plot armor right to the end, flying Wookiees and Ghosts all the way up to the top, and Rebel Aces the whole way. And we'll have both of our players on in a moment to do a little post-season interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was a really difficult match for Evan. A really difficult matchup. He did a great job chasing there, and Dan stayed on him.
Yeah.
And got the traps he needed to. Dash lived long enough.
You know,
apart from that,
he baited with Dash, right? I mean, I think Evan certainly should have gone for Poe first. That was the danger in the end game. He out-PS's Whisper something fierce. So,
yeah. So apart from that rules kerfuffle at the end, I mean, that was pretty likely the outcome. All that really depended upon was Dash's HLC shot rolling all 4, and it did.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, had he rolled only 3 or 2, the Zeta would have lived and killed him.
So, Aaron, why don't you go grab someone who doesn't look dazed, whoever looks like they can be the most coherent, and we'll give them a quick interview on stream.
Okay, I'll bring them here to you. Are you okay doing the interview yourself?
Yeah, not a problem. All right, we got about 70 people in chat. That's a solid number for a Thursday night. We're hoping to do this streaming a little more often, and we'll certainly let you know. We'll be posting on Reddit and YouTube when we've got more streaming coming and more content coming. I'll be posting this finals up on Reddit, certainly when VTTV Live gets it reposted on YouTube. And a couple of days. Until then, you can rewatch it on VTTV Live and on Twitch and on YouTube. VTTV Live servicing the GTA with all the best FFG content probably in the world. And we're just waiting on one of our 2 finalists to come in and have a chat on stream. So All right, guys, we've got Dan here from Game School, repping it. Where we go? There we
Hey,
go.
everybody.
Right here.
Representing Scarborough East Side.
Absolutely.
Nice to say hello to everyone.
Yeah, this is your second season with the PTL.
Second season, and boy, am I happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It's really inspired a lot of new players from my store. There's a lot of support from the PTL that give little doodads and knickknacks you just can't find anywhere else.
We try to do the rarer tokens in acrylic, absolutely.
My goodness, I have customers who are just ravenous for those things, and it's really great because
it's nice to hear.
It's the splinter, it's the toe hold, it's the
Yeah.
foot in the door, right? And then people come out, they start seeing what a great community the PTL community is. That's what really got me involved because my store is all about supporting the community and
Yeah.
getting people out. And PTL is just a great example of what you can do on a mass scale.
And we try to be as inclusive as possible. So you play one game, you get an alt-art card. You know, you play 4 games, half your matches, you get those acrylics, right? We try to put where we don't charge membership, you know, it's all donation based. We try to put all of that money towards not first place. You might get a little something, but we try to put all of that towards those participation prizes because those are the people that really matter.
They're the ones that love it. I mean, if you can speak to the heart of the game, Evan was coaching me on how to fly my own list before
the
I
match.
played.
Yeah.
Right, well, thanks, because I looked up to him. A lot of fellow PTLers look up to him. He's doing really well in something called Vassal, which I'm unaware of, really.
He plays online. Evan's a solid player. He's been with the league, I'm not going to say from the beginning, but certainly from an early season. He's played for a long time.
Right. Yeah. So I was a little intimidated playing
As
Evan.
As you should be. You've now. I was like, oh my God, you beat Eric Z. You beat Kelvin Lau, and you were like, are these good players? I'm like, absolutely.
You know,
so you've gone over some like PTL greats. Some of these guys are on some international rankings on the board game ranker. So some of these guys have gone to system opens and big tournaments in the States and done quite well. And you've certainly earned your place here at the top table.
Oh well, I do appreciate it. And just to speak to all of my opponents again, I've had a consistent, good-spirited run, and every one of my opponents has it's just been top notch in terms of their personality and their engagement with me as a new player or newer player. Again, even our final match. I mean, and just for the record, Evan and I didn't want to end on a misplay.
No, of course not.
But from the beginning of the match, there's been several. I mean, Evan started by missing his.
I'm sure if Evan had won because you didn't get your dash shot at the end of the game, I mean that doesn't feel like that's a hollow victory to me, right? Like that doesn't feel like a great play.
No,
right? Like, you can punish your opponent for missing a trigger, but then you're winning because you know the rules a little better. You're like, ha ha ha, I've got it over him.
You know what?
It's rough. It's a rough way to win. Like it's
for all those who feel the same way, just know that I feel it the worst. Especially since Evan's been a perfect gentleman the entire game, helping me out. Even
he's
with
incredible.
Moves.
Just back from Finland, I believe. He was in northern Finland a week ago.
Oh right, and he was telling me about his 1-year-old and how in daycare and so there's that camaraderie, right? Like
Absolutely.
we're just connecting as individuals, and he started right off by saying, you know what, let's just have some fun here, and it really was.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I know. His 1-year-old came a little early, and he'd gone to Wixom in Detroit for an X-Wing Regionals.
Right.
Came first in Swiss, and then had to do the 8-hour drive home at midnight.
Oh my goodness.
Missing the cut the next day because the baby came early. Just booked it back to Toronto.
You know what I mean? Talk about.
I mean, that's great. That's just
a heart in 2 places. But
that's the dedication we see from these X-Wing players. They really love the game, and they want to see that ideal game. Right, like you not taking that shot is a hole in the game. It doesn't make it that perfect game.
And I see that. I see that now because I was like, how can my ship possibly go back on the? Like we took him off. What if I kill that guy? And then where am I going to position myself?
Absolutely.
It was just a very, very strange.
And then you shot a Zeta leader there. Oh, not Zeta leader. The Zeta specialist.
I shot at him because if I were able to PS kill
him, then he couldn't shoot. You wouldn't die.
And then I wouldn't die, and then I have to go back on the mat. And then Evan just looked at me and said, you know what?
That's
with a 1 health whisper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so just an inspiration in terms of his fair play, and I really appreciate it.
And again, that's something that I think you try and foster at Game School.
Absolutely.
Especially, I'm gonna give you a chance to shout out here. You do a lot of after-school programs in the area.
Yep.
You do board games with the kids.
Board games.
Right. That's something that I know that really matters to you. The fair play, the good play, like not just following the rules, because that can be a little off,
Yeah.
but making sure that it's good play.
You know what? Structure is always important. Kids
Yeah.
growing up, even families could use structure. It really helps.
Yeah.
But if we look at what the PTL has done with just its camaraderie, that's exactly what I'm trying to do with Game School. I'm trying to infuse a healthy gaming culture in my surrounding community, in schools, just
Yeah.
to get people back at the table and sharing some meaningful time with one another and building on relationships. Because I feel that without a solid foundation, bedrock, if you will,
Yeah.
to springboard off of, everything is a little bit more difficult. Right?
And I know you're a scout leader as well.
Oh,
So
I
mean,
volunteer.
you give a lot of time, especially. I mean, like I want to say you're a fantastic human being. But it's certainly.
thanks.
All right. But certainly.
I'm not actually a scout leader, for the record.
Oh, you're not? Okay, all
I've
right,
done
all right.
fundraising for the scouts.
Okay.
And they're welcome at my store.
So,
Tony.
all right.
Shout
And
out to Tony.
Tony's a scout leader.
Yeah,
Jeff
Tony.
Pickles is a scout leader. Yeah, both of them play in your store. So, for kids, the board games bring that critical thinking, the decision trees, the
Yep.
math.
Oh
Like
my
all these
goodness.
are important skills,
Yeah,
not just for university, but for high school, for life in general, for like bringing those like socializing skills in. That's super important, especially for a kid that may be like, I'm going to stay in and play board games rather than go outside and socialize with kids. It's still a form of socialization and dealing and talking to other people. It's certainly very important.
You know what, Devin? You're nailing the head with that. Socialization or interpersonal skills is something
Right.
that we need to develop, just like any other skill.
Yeah.
If you want those washboard abs, hey, you got to eat right. You got to go to the gym. There's no getting around that.
You still have to talk to people at the gym.
Yeah.
Not gonna- you still got to talk to the front desk people. You still got to ask for someone to wipe something down. You still have to be able to talk to people at the gym.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Like,
that's a great point.
It's
Exactly.
still important, no matter where you are.
Exactly. If I have some great ideas up in my
Your
my
noggin,
brain,
your
if I
noggin, yeah.
can't communicate them,
Yeah.
we're not doing anybody any good.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
But anyways,
How was your season this year? You play at Game School, you run Game School, you run a couple other stores in the area.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy. You're
Busy
getting
guy.
games in versus some of your regulars. I mean, that's a great time. You're running some of your Upsilon lists. You're running some Ghosts.
Yeah. And I love it. I'm one of the guys who will look to the leadership from fellow PTLers in terms of, like there's this meta, and I
Sure.
flew a meta list today. My friend Tony actually recommended because I had the pilots available.
Yeah.
And I have an artist from my school, who works at Game School, Petra Bacchus. She painted a pull-up beautifully
fantastic.
for me, and so there was the fact that I didn't have the pilots, but there was also the fact that they actually had some paint on them, and they were painted beautifully. So I wanted to showcase them, and the dial I won.
Yeah.
See, that again.
There you go. PTL pricing. Yeah.
PTL pricing.
Yeah.
And
We give away painted chips. We give away painted dials. We give away those acrylics to
Acrylic
everybody.
card blocks.
So if you donate money, and you were generous enough to
happy
donate
to do
money
that.
last season, if
Happy
you
to do
get
that.
7 games in, if you donate a little bit of money,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get your name in that draw. You get some painted chips. You get some painted dials. Not everyone has the talent to get in there or the money to pay someone to paint for them.
Oh yeah, you
right?
should see my my efforts are certainly rudimentary at best. But again, where I get my leadership from the more senior PTL guys, even you, Devin.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I was just mentioning earlier before the game started just how enthusiastic you were about playing and just
Yeah.
make it fun. And you're that. That structure.
Yeah.
You need the structure,
Yeah.
you need the positive attitude, and those come together.
Unironically, I was at a regionals in Montreal last weekend. I won a sportsmanship award. An Anglo won
course.
a Quebecois sportsmanship award. I was shocked.
Félicitations.
I was shocked. Merci. Shout out to the Quebec scene.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of people recognized me and Moss from our time here commentating on the PTL
Right.
over on the mic. We got some big fans out there in Quebec, and big shout out to them. Bonjour, les guys.
Mes amis.
Nous amis. Our friends.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, there we go. They made the event bilingual for all of us Anglos coming in from Ontario, and
Right.
it was a great scene.
Yeah.
I was super shocked to even be considered for something like that. And
I'm not shocked because
You know,
I see it. I see it every time you guys come out. You make your way out east. There's that nice
and it can easily go the other way, right? Like you can have a super competitive team that just goes out to other stores
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
wrecks
And
face
dominates.
and just takes everything. And I know the champ, the hair, Alan himself came out, won your store champs.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think anyone feels bad about that. We come out, we where most of us lose, some of us win.
Yeah.
You know, we try and have a good time. We give out PTL swag,
Right.
and we try to make people not feel bad that we showed up.
No,
And that's something that we try to propagate, and that we're going because we're like super into the game, and we'll go
Yeah.
wherever it is.
Yeah.
And we want to go. We want to have a good time.
Right.
And we don't want the locals to feel shitty about it. Like we don't want like.
Oh,
Game School,
absolutely.
it's part of the PTL. You're like enough of the guys are getting out there, and you've got your own little community, and we're hoping to augment that and like grow the
yeah.
PTL.
Yeah.
But we don't want you guys to groan when some downtown guys show up, and you'll be like, oh, I'm not going to win anything.
Well, and that's where I want to say that I have some 12-year-old players, 10-year-old, 15-year-old, like a whole group of youth getting into the game. And when these senior guys come by, they're nothing but class. Again, they're helping them out every step of the way.
Yeah.
Miss
Thank you so
triggers. But just to tie it back to all the way up to the championship match.
Yeah.
Here we are with Evan.
Yeah.
One of the top tier guys. Miss
Class
triggers
act.
galore.
Class act.
And
Yeah.
and we're still having a fun time, and we're rolling some dice.
And again, if you're not a nationals or a regionals, your opponent might like punish you or call you on that. But here we strive to something greater, like a
Yeah,
pure
that's
game.
exactly it.
It's like if you win by the missed triggers,
Yeah,
it's
it
not a great
felt
game.
really weird.
Yeah, it's gonna feel. It's
Felt
gonna
really
feel. You're not gonna feel great with your win, and Evan's not gonna feel great. Like if Evan wins in that situation, like if he comes back with Whisper, hunts down your ships, you've taken dash off.
Right,
If
right.
he's able to come back from that, he's gonna have to live with the fact that he won. Not because he outflew you,
Yeah.
but because like you forgot something you were
Yeah,
really
yeah.
supposed to do.
No,
right? Or just
exactly.
because there was a misinterpretation of a crit card.
Exactly.
It's really rough.
No, he was all smiles. We shook hands. I'd be over there shooting it up with him if I wasn't here shooting it up with you.
We're dragging over here to get
Yeah.
chat with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So we're gonna do the draw. There's gonna be a prize draw.
Okay.
Sometime next week.
Excellent.
I did this last season. I'm gonna do it again this season, where first place draws last.
Oh.
So you're gonna get whatever's left. I'm afraid there,
That's
Dan.
fine.
But
Well-
you'll get something fun, I'm sure.
Well,
it's always a little bit of jank, maybe some stickers, maybe some pencils, maybe some,
Ooh.
and maybe some
He doesn't have enough pencils.
maybe some acrylics, maybe some nationals swag that I know you couldn't make the nationals or regionals.
No.
There'll be some of that official swag in there, some PTL swag. So
Yeah, and that's fine. And just so everybody knows, whenever I have store tournaments or anybody who comes and plays, I always buy extra
you've been
tournament
super
kits.
generous with
I just
everything you do.
hand them out.
It's been incredible.
But if I'm just gonna end up with stickers, I think there's an argument that could be made since I won the PTL that maybe that trophy ends up at Game School.
It's gonna have your name on it. It's gonna have your name on it.
at my competitor. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
How does this work out? When I win,
How many trophies are we gonna leave at Game School? You won the newbie trophy last season.
Oh,
For
yes.
you were the top ranked newbie player. You got the cantina scene,
Well,
the painting,
I don't
and then
know,
you're gonna get
man.
the trophy this season. You're gonna take everything.
no, I don't need to take everything. Just because there's another season starting up within
Yeah.
a week or so or soon.
All right,
You know,
all right.
in the game store.
That's certainly something we can negotiate. It could sit at your store for a couple of weeks, get a big photo with it. That's
Well-
something we could do.
Yeah. Well, it would certainly if we're in a building.
Building a
If
community.
we're building a community and we see that there's an epicenter, a mecca, if you will,
Sure.
of X-wingers
All right,
in the
all right.
neighborhood, perhaps.
I'm being convinced. I'm
yeah,
being
yeah,
convinced.
but perhaps there's a beacon
Yeah.
to call.
And by
I could-
beacon, you mean a 2-foot tall giant gold X-wing that can sit on your counter and you can brag about for the next 8 weeks. I feel like
I mean, isn't this all for bragging rights?
I
think that's what it is.
I mean, that's
right?
That's all you get for winning is bragging rights. That's
exactly
the
right.
only thing you win.
Right.
So I feel like that's not an unfair ask.
Okay, it's not.
All right,
it's not
all right.
outside the realm of possibilities.
No,
I
I
just
think
wanted to
that's-
broach
that's-
it.
I'm-
just
I'm-
make sure it was on camera. Just
I'm
so,
definitely being convinced. I'm definitely
yeah,
being convinced
yeah.
that might be what happens. We
Right.
got enough guys. We can I trust you.
I got a family van.
I trust you. I trust you.
It's been a genuine pleasure, Devin.
Well, thank you so much
thanks
for coming
so much.
out. Congrats on your run. And
Thanks.
again, you bumped out some great players, and that proves, I think, that you are, in fact, a great player in the PTL. You are exactly the player and the attitude that we strive
man.
for in the PTL. And
Appreciate you
I'm
saying
glad that you and Game School have chosen. You guys definitely chose to be a part of our community,
Yeah.
and that's something that I am extremely grateful for last season and this season. I'm really glad that you guys are a part of it.
Thanks, man. It's really nice of you to say that.
All right. I'll see you next season.
Okay, take care.
All right. So we've got Evan here, our runner-up for season 10. You had a hell of a season. You were on top of the Swiss. Swiss. You were on top of the sort of the free-for-all that is our league. And coming into the finals here, what were your thoughts bringing? What was the thought behind your list? Tony said he had Poe and Dash available, and he was really worried about doing well, so he brought plot armor.
You know, I've always planned to play Whisper, and actually legitimately never played Whisper in all the years of playing X-Wing. So I felt like I wanted to play Whisper.
Sure.
I took a bit of a gamble that there wouldn't be anything about PS9, and there was.
Oh, no.
So that didn't help, but not taking away from Dan, he played it well.
Yeah, he definitely. I was really wondering about your decision to go for Dash, because I figured in the end game Whisper could hunt Dash, but in the end game Poe can really play with Whisper. Block one off that target lock, sort of.
The way he set up Dash initially, it was the target I had.
That's true.
Maybe I should have switched over to Poe. I think I probably got a bit in my head that Poe had PS11 and I couldn't let Whisper get near Poe.
Right.
So maybe it got a bit in my head. The turn he burnout slam, I was really happy where I was coming into that turn. I forgot he had the burnout slam. And I knew in that turn, I went the 4 straight, I'd have shots at him with all 3 ships, and then I could 3 bank around the rock house beside, and I'd have shots on Dash again, likely at range 1 or 2.
Okay.
I forgot he burnout slam. He burnout slammed, which was the right
sort
call.
of trapped your SFs around
And
that
all of a sudden,
rock.
that rock that I was completely fine with, I couldn't turn around it, and I was in a terrible spot. That dial took a long time set because I was contemplating switch over to Poe on that turn.
Yeah.
But I didn't even have a great turn to get a way to get on Poe.
No, I don't think you did.
No, because I was considering swooping off to the right, and that would kind of get me around on Poe. But then I'd be taking range 3 stress shots on Poe and leaving Whisper taking shots from Poe.
You got Poe down in the end, but that shot right there.
Dash.
Dash. Yeah, you did get Dash.
Well, actually, I technically didn't because we missed Dash's shot, and then Dash was actually alive and killed the SF before I killed her.
Yeah, we caught that, sent Aaron up. I don't know if Aaron Dater, our table judge, just give him a shout out again, caught that.
Well, actually, the funny thing is it wasn't the crit. We just missed his shot.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with the PS0 crit or anything like that. We just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just forgot the shot. So.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
All right. Fair enough.
I actually, when Aaron came over, I was like, no, Dash did shoot. No. Wait, no, he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep. Yeah. So it was just legitimately both of us missed Dash's shot.
Fair enough. How was your season this season?
It was
10?
a lot of fun.
You had a lot of fun. You got
Yeah.
7 games in. You were
7 games in.
You were near the top of the pile.
Yeah, into 6-1 with my 1 loss to Tim, so I got my revenge in the semis on Tim at least.
You did. That was a great game.
It was a lot of fun. I don't know. I love the format. I had a lot of fun games, some good original trilogy games. I got my free T70s, which I love. That list will come back.
That list, I gave it a shout out on the Sea to Sky Quadrant podcast. Your friend Jeff.
I heard Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff gave you a shout out on the Sea to Sky Quadrant podcast. I mean, that's making some waves. It's a beautiful list.
It's fun.
I almost flew it in Montreal. I chickened out. I didn't. I flew my In Your Face from Outer Space, which we demoed just before this game. But I flew it 5 times and lost 4 of them before Montreal. Yeah. So you need reps with the T70.
It's a funny list. You know what, that list, you just need to be able to run away. You need to accept that there are turns when you're just not going to take any shots and you're going to run, regroup, get your tokens back, etc.
Now, I find you a very conservative player, and it's those conservative, like I'm going to make sure I move out of arc and then make that barrel roll, take that boost, like get away. Like those maneuvers I don't immediately think of. It's sort of like, all right, be a little more conservative, get him out, come back around, like eat a couple of turns.
Yeah.
That's
that conservativeness is probably what I needed in that game because I kept trying to chase
You
Dash.
were pretty on Dash the whole game.
And with the barrel rolls, I couldn't get to him.
Yeah, we were really. Now Dan forgot a couple of lone wolves.
Yep.
But it was certainly not something we expected. All that barrel rolling.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would be like, yeah, he's going to barrel roll, and he would focus. Sometimes we would be like, okay, he's got to focus in this situation. And he would barrel roll out to that range 3, guaranteeing that lone wolf free roll.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I was surprised by a lot of the barrels too because he didn't have any focus on Ray.
No.
So I was actually kind of happy when I saw the barrel rolls, and then he'd never need to focus.
And then he would never need it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Like certainly the dice didn't really help in that game. You needed the dice in a few places to like go your way.
Yeah,
that 4-die blank on from Whisper.
I needed some luck for sure. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Don't take it away from Dan.
No, I mean a great player. I mean, he made the right choices to punish your dice modifications, right? He stripped it. He could have stripped the target lock of Zeta Specialist. I keep saying that. He stripped the target lock of Zeta Specialist. He could have stripped it there, and instead he stripped it from Whisper, which is the right choice. Yes. Rolling 4 blanks. Yeah. That's when you needed it.
Yeah. And I had 2 blankouts on the SFs too that didn't help.
I mean, Dash takes a hit or a crit going into that round, right? That's a different round, right? He could take that 0 the turn before or the turn after. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. Now, then the Whisper probably wasn't going to solo Poe, so probably didn't matter that much. But
no, and Poe, as we were, you'll have to rewatch the video, but Poe is more expensive than Whisper. I mean, that's a rough endgame for you, right?
Yeah. Although it's a 2-hour game, so I didn't really worry about the points. One of us is going to die before we get to the 2 hour.
Fair enough. It's a little bit of a different game.
Yeah. And maybe I still should have gone for Poe, but hindsight.
Now, I know you're a new dad, but do you think we're going to see you out for Canadian Nationals coming St. Paddy's Day, March 16th, 17th, 18th?
I think that'll be the next time I play X-Wing.
It's the next time you play X-Wing?
But yes, I'll definitely be out for Nationals.
Now, that's only 6 weeks away. Do you think that's you'll be flying something similar to this, or
no.
a different squad?
You know what?
Those 3 T70s?
I'd love to do the 3 T70s. I feel like since I don't play enough, I'm kind of tempted to go the meta route and do something that's going to give me the best chance.
All right, but what's meta now? Is it going to be
I don't know yet.
A Kanan Fenn? You're going to be playing on Vassal between now and then?
Yeah, we'll get some Vassal games in. I don't know. I love Asajj, so maybe something with Asajj.
All right. Now Tim's a great Asajj player. I mean, I'm sure you guys could play on Vassal and workshop something pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Now, I brought up Vassal just because I know you made your way into the deep core. Mm-hmm. You didn't start in the early rounds. You've worked your way up there. I mean, I know that's a rough ladder. Like, how was your last couple of Vassal seasons been?
Yeah, this last Vassal season was great. I was in a group with Paul Heaver and Phil Horney, who are both awesome people.
Yeah. Phil Horney might be coming to Canadian Nationals.
Oh yeah, awesome.
He was registered to the last one. He's registered to this one. Phil, if you're watching, you got to show up. I mean, I'm in love. The reason I fly swarms, or can fly swarms the way I do, is because of his original movement guides, as Phildo, on the Board Game Geek forums. Like, his original breakdown of how ships moved is beautiful if you haven't seen it. And it's fantastic. So I really hope that he'll make it to a Canadian event someday.
He's a lot of fun. The only time I played him in person was at Detroit Regionals a few years back.
Which you had to bail on. And
I did bail, but I beat him in the 6th game of Swiss first.
Yeah,
and then lost.
You were top on Swiss. You were 6-0 that day.
And then lost in the first round of the cup. But
Oh, well, that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. So I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming out. You're always a stalwart of the PTL. How many seasons have you played in now?
I think 5? 4.
4.
Yeah,
4 or 5?
I started a year and a bit ago, but I missed the last season because, being a dad and kind of gets in the way.
I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you out at Nationals. I really hope for that. We've got a bunch of events coming up. Nationals in March. There's another couple of events in Montreal, and then we've got PTL Open in September. So hopefully we'll see you out
And I
for.
will be there for PTL.
Oh,
for sure.
fantastic! You'll be there at the PTL Open. You came to the last PTL Open?
Yeah,
Right?
I lost in the semis. I think.
Oh, there you go. You brought Dengar Fen to that, right?
Dengar fan. Yeah, double PTL, 64-point Dengar. Yep.
Oh my gosh! And you, how did you do? You did. Is it 3 regionals ago here at 401 Games? The last 401 Games
Yeah.
regionals, you brought Dengaroo, if I'm
Yeah,
not like
you know-
the Dengaroo, the first week of Dengaroo.
Yeah, I was so excited because I found the list on Vassal, and no one was playing it.
You and like 3 other guys,
Yeah.
and you were all in the top 4.
Yeah, and so I was super excited, and at the time it wasn't meta, so I thought it was this really like interesting, different list that flies so differently.
Right.
And then the week before Toronto Regionals is when the U.S. Nationals where it became a thing.
hurling takes it to the top.
Yeah. So all of a sudden it was not this cool different list anymore. Everyone hated it, and yeah. But
I was surprised. A lot of people were surprised. I was still flying the 7-tie swarm, and I almost beat Spencer McClung, former Canadian national champion. Round 3, I lost by points. By points, I got his Manaroo down. I got Dengar to half, and I just lost the.
well, I wish you beat him because he was the one who beat me in the finals of that regional. So
Right,
yeah.
right. I lost by point. Oh, it was rough. And then I was undefeated by Dengaroo afterwards. I think I went 11-1 versus Dengaroo.
Well done, 'cause that's not an easy
After
matchup, so that's-
yeah, with
that's
TIE Fighters.
props to you.
I wrote a very popular article on.
Yes, I
Docu
remember
Bay.
reading it.
Yeah, I got a lot of flack for that. Some people from Australia told me that I only fly against bad Dengaroo players. But
Well, you didn't play me. So.
oh, see, there we go. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Thank
All right,
you very
Evan?
much. Have a good one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I look forward to seeing you and playing you next season.
Yes, for sure.
All right.